Hey all, J-Man here. I just wanted to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hello, Legionnaires. Welcome to a Dazzler stream. Haven't done one of these in a while. We're doing them about once a month. So I don't remember what episode we're on now, but I've just got the issue numbers listed, not episode numbers. So we're going to do them by issues. So 4 issues every time we do these. So we're doing 17, 18, 19, 20. They're actually pretty good this time around. They're always good. They're always good. But we got some cool stuff. Absorbing Man's pretty badass in this one. So there is a poll up. You guys can vote for who you like. Let's talk about what's going on. This Friday is Fantastic Fridays. Every Friday is. And we're covering 4 more issues of Jack Kirby's Fantastic Four. We're just doing Jack Kirby's. So 102 issues plus 6 annuals. That's it. There's a couple of goofy ones in here. But look, it's Thing, Meat, and Hulk. I mean, this is like a must see. You have to check this one out. The Impossible Man's a bit goofy, and the Namor thing is like super goofy, but it is what it is. It's all for fun. Sean and I are going to be back next Tuesday, doing season 3. We're starting season 3 of Transformers. So the first 11 episodes plus Scramble City, which was pretty neat. I watched that today. That was actually really cool. There's a Transformers event coming up in May, so keep an eye out for that. Sean and I are going to be attending the first screening of that. And we'll come back and report everything that we saw. It looks really cool. So there's like table reads. It's going to be the first few episodes in the big screen. So like on the big screen, watching the original cartoon. It's not the movie. It's not the film Transformers. It's actually episodes that are going to be on. There's a table read, and they're going to show a sneak preview of whatever cartoons are coming out. So that looks really good. And then, of course, we've got the Legion live stream on Monday. Do I have the graphic up for that? No, I don't have the graphic. Oh, my God. Let me get the graphic up so you guys can see what we're going to be doing. So we got 4 more issues. We're pretty much done with Action Comics. We're getting into Superboy now. So these next ones are going to be really bloody awesome. As soon as we get to like 197, it's just going to be every issue's a banger pretty much. So that's coming up in just a couple of weeks. That's going to be really good. So, but these are still going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to go through those. And before we start, let's just say thank you to the Legionnaires, the channel members. So Dan, thanks for signing up, buddy, right away. You're awesome. Sean, Steven, Clobby, you guys have seen on all my streams. Brennan, you guys know from backstage. Cliff, who's here backstage right now. RR and Philip, thanks, guys. Philip, I gave you my contact information. You're going to get your shirt. So let me know which one you want. Well, send me a message. I'll message you back and we'll go from there. And then once Philip gets his shirt, we're going back in rotation. We're going back in rotation for more shirts. All righty. Let's get going here. Do I have any intros? I don't. I'll give both of my co-hosts the same intro here. Let's bring in our first co-host.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hello.
What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Ready to talk Dazzler.
Yep. All right. Let's do a different one. Let's do what can I give? What do I got for? I'm gonna give Cliff Conan. I'm gonna give Cliff Conan. My favorite movie is Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's actually everyone's favorite movie. They just don't know. They don't know about it yet. But anyways, Cliff's agreeing. He's like, of course it's my favorite movie. Like, are you crazy? So let's bring him in.
You know what? At least you chose a man with muscles, so you get points for that.
Yeah, thank you. But Conan legit is my favorite movie of all. It was funny when I met my wife, because I'm a big movie guy. I own like, I had about 4,000 DVDs or Blu-rays, and then I sold about 1,000, and now I've bought another few hundred back. So I'm probably at like 3,500, like either Blu-rays or whatever. Wow. And my wife's like, well, what's your favorite movie? I was like, well, Conan the Barbarian. And she thought, oh gosh, Schwarzenegger. Da, da, da. We watched it. I said, let's watch it. She was blown. She's like blown away. She's like, I can't. She's like, wow, that was actually really pretty good. Like, I was like, yeah, it's not stupid. It's not silly. There's a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of poetry in it. There's violence. There's nudity. It's brutal. It's a brutal movie, but there's a lot of like, message in it too. And they didn't just slap it together to, get an opening weekend and then move on with their lives. Like there's a point to the movie. So,
wow, it was awesome. The 80s. That didn't happen quite as often as it does now.
Right. Yeah, there is that. Chris is here. How's it going, man? Thanks for popping in, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
We got Scott's in the chat and Cliff's in the chat as well.
Yes.
Dazzler, yes. Scott's got some cool support for Daz.
Cool characters tonight.
It is. I'm glad I was able to. So I'm the movie guy at my day job, and people will come and ask me, whatever comes out, what did you think? And then a lot of time, and then this one guy said to him, his name is Scott too. I was like, I said, okay. I said he was going on break. I was like, when you come back from break, I'll let you know what you thought of that movie. Because he's like, oh, I saw this movie. Did you see it? I was like, yeah, I saw it too. I said, when you come back from break, I'll let you know what you thought. Because whatever you. What was it? He saw the Green. Have you guys seen the Green Knight?
Yes.
With Dev Patel. So that's I would classify that as like a masterpiece for me. I loved it. I love Dev Patel anyways. In every movie that I think I've seen 90% of his movies, and I love him in all of them. I love that movie. He came back. He's like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like, buddy. I said, have you read the poem? He's like, I didn't know it was. I said, okay, that was King Arthur. He's like, I did not know that. He's like, I wish you sat next to me while I watched this movie because I didn't understand anything. I was like, okay, let me explain the whole thing to you. So I explained it all to you. Did you like it or no? No, not a fan?
I like Dev Patel. I did not love the execution. I, like you, I got it, but I was also upset that I felt like I spent the rest of the night explaining the movie to my friends. And that's not a knock it out of the park for me if that's in the evening,
Yes. The thing is, I've seen it like a bunch of times now, and I bought the super version, which was like $80 something from A24's website. It's like it's really nice packaging and stuff. Anyway,
I hope the metal case and everything.
Well, it's actually done like a book, like it's done like an old book. It's got like kind of like a leathery, thing. It's got all the pictures, and it's really nice.
As long as they stepped it up.
And I even bought Midsommar, which nobody seems to like, but I really liked Midsommar.
I like Midsommar. Midsommar's crazy, but in all the right ways.
It's weird.
Weird. I loved it. I don't know what happened. I watched it as a joke. We'll get to Dazzler. I watched it as just a joke. It's like, oh, this is gonna be awful. I just know it. And I was like, wow, this is actually really good. And then the next morning I woke up, I was like, man, that was awesome. Let me watch that again. And I watched it a few times. Plus, I really like Florence Pugh.
Yeah,
she's a good actress, and she was very good in that movie. But I think because that movie was just too weird for people, it didn't really get her any kind of. Maybe it gave her some recognition in the smaller smaller communities, but like,
listen, people who know her love her.
She was awesome. Yeah,
the movie's wild, and I love it.
Yes, it is awesome. But I'm not recommending it because if I recommend it, and everyone thinks it's boring. Half the people I watched that I said, oh, that was boring and nothing happened. I'm like, I'm not going to argue it because I can see that it's slow, but I got a lot out of it. Yeah. Plus, I watched the 3-hour version as well, which came on that. There's a 3-hour version, which you really don't need to watch. The 2.5.
No, you don't. But I mean, I did watch it myself. Can you imagine that we're talking and I immediately got an alert for a Conan book that I'm looking for?
That is weird.
That is weird. Look at him holding the Dazzler. I love it. By the way, I want you to know, I really want to have the Dazzler issues on hand to show off tonight, and they did not make it.
They're in the problem is that mine. So I do small boxes because I can't lift a long box anymore.
Yeah, I do short boxes.
I can't. Nobody. We had this discussion on Chris's channel once. If you're still getting long boxes, that's like, dude, like.
They get way too heavy, dude. Just way too heavy if you get.
Yeah, they're super heavy. Anyway,
I still like them. I love showing off and carrying them around like Superman. It just makes you feel good to rub it in people's face.
yeah, no, I'm not. I don't need to impress any. I'm married for 17 years. I don't need to impress anybody.
And I'm single and on my way to dying like that. So I got to pull
Oh,
every trick
come
out.
on. Long bosses aren't what? Aren't ergo? Yeah, exactly.
No, but they're ego friendly.
I'm just not a big fan of them. I just prefer short boxes.
Well, Dazzler, I got my entire Power of Shazam, and this doesn't make any sense, but Power of Shazam and Dazzler, both complete runs in the same short box. They just barely fit, so that's how I did it. I'm like, okay, well, Captain Marvel and Dazzler can go together. But I also put a clear garbage bag in them. I line it with a clear garbage bag. Then I put the comics in. Then I wrap them around. If there's ever any water damage, I knew a friend who lost the entire collection through water damage. I'm like, that's not effing happening to me. So I like actually bagged them within the short box as well, just in case.
Damn.
So I'm not pulling these Dazzler comics out. like they're just gonna say, Scott got them on hand. So I will trust him.
Every time we're getting ready to do this, a couple days beforehand, I will reread the 4 issues we're getting ready to do to refresh my memory.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I just have the Comixology, like the digital, they do sales all the time and it's like $1 and you get I bought like,
you don't get
60.
The smell. You don't get that smell.
Right. No, you don't get the smell. You don't get the smell.
Old paper smell.
So, all right, let's go. Let's talk about
what
Dazzler.
I do is I use the Marvel Unlimited and then I'll grab a different comic and I'll smell it while I'm reading. So I get the full effect.
Oh, that is very smart. So Dazzler just met she's going out with that lawyer guy, and then what's going on here? She's got some smooching going on with Angel, and then Doc Ock's interrupting the smooching.
A little bit of what is to come in this issue. Perhaps.
Yes, there's going to be some. There's going to be some love, and there's going to be some love and tentacles. They should have called this Love and Tentacles. Well, that would have been, although that would have
too racy for the time.
I don't think that would have gone over.
Even though, as I say every time we're together, it's a bunch of perverts that wrote this. So
that's why I appreciate it. I can appreciate
You'll see it more in some of these issues.
From the first page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Ock block. You should call it the Ock block.
Yeah. For sure.
The Ock block. Hey, CC, what's going on, dude? I thought you were. Yes, we know what it is. Thanks for putting it in there. I already got a limited monetization on other videos, so let's be careful. But CC, I thought you were live. I thought I saw you talking Star Trek Enemy Within, man. I was going to come join you talking Enemy Within, but I'm on here. I love Enemy Within. That was a great Trek episode. Okay, we got these hoodlums here.
We got
Danny Fingeroff, Frank Springer, Vince Coletta, the Eraser, and other people. All right.
We got Ken the Doctor holding Allison there, and some thugs nearby checking them out. I guess scoping them out, getting ready to perhaps rob them. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and like, what's going on at 3 a.m.? Like, they're through. What were they doing at 3 a.m.?
Nothing good happens after 2 a.m., folks. Nothing good. All right. Yeah. This was about to be an act of violence and something much worse, which is heavily implied.
Yeah,
that is true.
So they start attacking them. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No. Please talk over me because I can't see you. When I'm doing the comic, I've arranged my window so I can only see the chat, so I can't see you guys. So just talk over me. I don't care. I'll stop.
Okay. Well,
Jay, you don't have 3 monitors? You just
But basically these thugs run up and they start attacking Ken and Allison, and they see the brooch that Allison is wearing of her mother's, and they want it because it appears to be gold. So they're attacking them, and she defends herself. She grabs that cassette tape player, her trusty cassette player, and she uses that to activate her powers. What's up, Brian?
Brian, thanks, man, for popping in. Appreciate that. Geek Out with Roscoe. Hello.
What's up, man?
Checking out your avatar there. I gotta say, Brian's avatar is awesome. That is a great avatar. I wanted to mention that before. Every time I see him come on, and I'm like, oh, I got to mention that. And I remember
he is my comic book community godfather.
For
yes,
sure.
yeah, no, he is good. And CC, I own this movie on Blu-ray, duh. So you got a good one too. All right. So Dazzler takes TCBs. When I say TCB, take care of business. She takes care of business. Boom.
She blinds them. Takes them
By
out.
the way, do you think she really had to hit play? Because isn't there enough ambient noise from being assaulted that you would think that she could channel that into something?
You would think so.
Or did she have to hit play because she wanted to do a knockout bombastic,
Yeah,
beat?
I think she wanted like a concentrated amount of noise that she could get from the tape deck. I guess. I don't know.
Because
I thought of that before, Cliff. No, Cliff, I'm with you. I actually have thought of that in other issues that I didn't even mention. And even before, it's like, yeah, like, isn't there just, if there's just like, noises, like, is that enough?
Scotty, correct me if I'm wrong. Did she not one time use her heartbeat to blast her way out of something?
It seems like I remember that.
Yeah, I know it wasn't in the Dazzler series, but I do remember she was trapped somewhere and she was like, if I just listen, if I just concentrate, and she could hear her heartbeat, she was like, boom. And I was like, Dazzler's amazing.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happens for sure.
All right, she saves the day. There's some huggy. There's some undressing, of course. That's standard.
You can't have a string of Dazzler issues without having a couple panels of her in her bra and panties.
Of course. So let's. Okay, so she gets the letter here from Jessica Drew, who was mean to her, but I guess she's mellowed out now.
Which, I mean, we should probably fill these guys in. If you're unaware of what's going on with her and Spider-Woman Jessica Drew, she hired Jessica Drew to find out as much information about her mother as she can, because she doesn't know anything about her mother. She doesn't know if she's alive or if she's dead. But Spider-Woman is out there trying to recover some information for her. So
now she doesn't know Jessica is Spider-Woman.
Right, because the letter says me and Spider-Woman are both doing your thing.
Yeah,
so
because I feel like a note from Jessica is going to be a lot nicer than a note from Spider-Woman.
Right.
Okay, so she doesn't know that she's Spider-Woman. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, the letter isn't like it. It's like
from Jessica Drew. Yeah,
and it says me. So Spider-Woman and I.
Okay, so she's acting like that they're just in cahoots.
Now, mind you, anyone sending a letter, of course she's gonna act like me and Spider-Woman are separate people in cahoots. I've got a secret identity. But in this case, it's not only that, I believe it's also that Dazzler doesn't realize it.
Right.
Gotcha.
I always like, they didn't do that in Iron Man. Did you think it was, remember because he wasn't the bodyguard. I never really read very many Iron Man comics, but he was the bodyguard to Tony Stark. And then they kind of, in the movie, they just mic drop that. It's like, I'm Iron Man. And then it's like, screw it, let's just get to it. So that was kind of surprising. But anyway.
This takes us over to Harry Osgood, her manager's office, where she is going to find some more work. And she's got, I think, Lance taking a peek into her cleavage, and she catches him right there in one of those panels. It's pretty funny.
Oh, yes. This is very funny. It's like, hey, how's another soap opera? Then he goes back to his stupid tape here. Send her in quick. Can she sing? So she's going to get a gig here. Sing in the phone.
Yeah, she auditions over the phone. And what is it she sings on the audition? I remember it's something really cheesy.
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now. Go, but don't you?
Yeah, it's that.
Give me a strike for music.
Blue suede shoes.
The whole thing.
Blue suede shoes.
Yeah. They don't want to get sued. Don't sue us. It's not the whole song.
But check the cleavage, though. Check the cleavage.
Oh, look at that. What's going on here? Where's my...
Oh, Chris, seriously, man. If you check it out, especially like her graphic novel, you wouldn't believe the side of Alison Blair that you see in the graphic novel. She's drinking, smoking. She's doing all kinds of stuff, and the cleavage.
Yeah. Oh, big time. Why do you think we're reviewing these on Tuesdays, Chris? There's the Penguin here. Oh no, there's just Harry Osgood.
Yeah, that's the manager. She shows up to this gig. He gets her a gig, and she shows up, and Beaver, her drummer, is actually the drummer on the gig, and he's doing a side gig. So they're kind of reminiscing and talking back and forth about how it's funny that they ran into each other like this, and that he needs the extra money to make a living as well. So
Beefer.
Extra.
Here's Vanessa. Vanessa Tukes.
Yes.
Is her name? I think Tukes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Introducing a new character.
So yeah.
Who does she come in as? Is she Beefer's girlfriend? Is that, or is she just his friend?
I think it's just she's the singer of this other
singer.
band or whatever.
Okay,
she'll become important.
Yeah,
she'll become important in a couple. Well, she'll become important tonight in a couple issues. Like right now, this is just she's appeared. Don't worry about her too much. They're they'll revisit that character, and then she makes a good discovery. This is the dad. He's just losing his mind. I don't like. He doesn't.
I don't know what to do with him. He bothers me constantly.
Yes,
constantly.
He's annoying.
He is he is one of the worst dads in the Marvel universe.
I would almost rather just not see him in the series, but yet here we are. We just keep flashing back to him. But right now he's slowly going delusional.
Yeah, like why do we need to know how big of an a-hole her dad is?
Yeah, just do something with the character, like figure out what you want to do.
Every opportunity that they use where he could be like a decent father, like when she was teleported back from Galactus and knocked out on her sofa, a normal father would be like, all right, all you strange men, get out while I take care of my daughter. No, he left. He wasn't even the last to leave. He let that dude kiss her while she was asleep.
Yeah, and leave.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you think Fingeroth had some maybe father issue? Like, I mean, because this is a bit weird.
Yeah, these people clearly grew up with some terrible male influences. I mean, my God, they make Magneto look like Father of the Year in these books.
Yeah, like it seems like it's like it's needless too. It's like I don't really care about what's going on. I guess it'll pay off later on, obviously. But
they're building up to something.
Violent. It's so violent. Look at this. Look at
this. He's losing his mind here.
He's a whack. He's a nut job. But we move into the next set of panels where we're introduced to Warren Worthington, who you guys may know as Angel from the X-Men.
That rich bastard.
And,
I'm Angel.
We're going to be seeing him a lot tonight. He's going to appear in most of the issues tonight. So
yeah. Hey, Comic Cap, what's going on?
Comic Cap,
Rich.
Welcome, man.
All right, yeah, daddy issues. Like, come on. Okay. So, anyways, he's trying to impress. This is pretty funny. He's trying to impress Allison, and she's not having it. And then he falls her on the bus, and he's like, "I need exact change." The guy's like, "Oh, okay."
Is she sees
like, no.
He comes off really, really cocky and arrogant, which he is. Warren,
he
definitely is.
Yep. This guy's like, "Thanks, mister." So then she sneaks. This is great. She sneaks off the other. So she came in on the bus to get away from him.
Yeah, she's trying to slide away from him, and he's like really in stalker mode, just straight up chasing her through Central Park, hunting her down. He finally catches up to her, and he's like, "I'm not going to come any closer. Just hear me out." And he doesn't ask her for. Oh no, he shows her his wings, and I don't know. You guys, one of you guys can take it from here.
Well, no, yeah, you're doing, yeah. Like he's the thing is that she doesn't really know. Like, so this is a super like weird. Like he's like running after her. You're like, okay, what the heck? Now the thing is, the reader knows, right? Like because the reader knows, there's less tension because we know Angel's not going to do anything.
Right.
But if you're looking at it from a perspective of the character within the story, she's like, what the shit? This guy's insane. He's trying to go. And then he's like, let me start taking his clothes off. You're like, oh, what is happening right now?
Yeah. And then she sees the wings.
Okay. Also, men have done worse things to her in this series. So I'm really all over the place with this.
For sure. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. She's been beat up like way worse than,
But anyways, ran after through the park like that. I mean, that's just kind of crazy. That's coming on a little strong.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the X-Men aren't subtle creatures, are they?
No, that is true. So Blondie with blue eyes and wings, the Angel here. I'm the angel. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, so then she's talking to Curly. This guy's hair seems to go back and forth a lot. His hair looked better last time, and now it's
They
back
do
to this
switch it up.
goofy.
They switch up his look from time to time. Sometimes he's a little more nerdy, and then other times he's a little more muscular, and he'll have the square jaw. And yeah, they switch it up some.
Like,
Hey, let's have a drink here. And then she's like, "Oh, you don't even care," and it's like,
Yeah.
"All right."
She kind of wants him to be jealous over the Warren situation. Isn't that what it's about? She kind of wants him to be jealous, and Ken's acting like it doesn't bother him at all that the whole situation with Angel and
yeah, he's just like, okay, maybe he's confident.
But Angel had asked her out on a date. I guess I'm doing a bad job explaining it, but Angel had asked her out on a date and she refused. So she's out on a date right here with Ken at a restaurant. And what Warren does, because he's so rich, he buys the restaurant and comes out dressed as a waiter, waiting their table. That's how persistent that he is trying to get a date with Allison here. And it pisses her off. Like, it really just makes her mad.
Which is, a little understandable, but also
she said no.
They're right. She said no, like, I get it, but also there are so many worse men in her life.
Oh, it can get so much worse than Warren for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's been worse than Warren before Warren. It gets worse after. Her standards go up, down, and all around.
But yeah, Chris, that was a pimp move. He wanted her to notice him, so he went out and bought the restaurant that she was eating at with Ken, and then walks up like he's the waiter.
Bruce Wayne. Remember that, folks. This was before Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Yep. So slick move, but it doesn't work. Uh-oh. We lost our host.
That's okay. He'll be back.
Yeah.
And by the way, Scotty, my brain is shot at the end of the day. So like you're guiding us through the story. I'm absolutely loving every minute of it. So
it's cool. I've read the whole run before, but like I said, I've recently every time we do this, I go ahead and read the issues again a couple days before. So I'm pretty fresh on it.
Right. And I do read them, but it's never a couple days before. It's wherever I fit it in. And then I'm kind of like, hey, I remember that they're crazy.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's cool. Yeah, I have to refresh my memory because I do so much reading, man. Some of this stuff some of it bleeds into each other. So, but we can't see the material now until J-Man gets back. So,
that's okay. If anyone wants, we'll take questions from the chat. Let's do it.
Yeah. What the characters that are featured tonight? Let's see. We got Fantastic Four coming up. We got Absorbing Man. We got Angel, Black Bolt, Lockjaw, Medusa. Out of all these characters, who are you guys looking forward to seeing the most? I know I'm looking forward to seeing Absorbing Man because I love to see his abilities and how they show them in the panels of the comics. I always thought he was a pretty badass villain, so I'm looking forward to seeing Absorbing Man. But who are you guys looking forward to seeing out of these characters?
None of us believe Taylor Swift is going to be Dazzler comic vets. However, looking forward to tonight, I really look forward to Absorbing Man as a villain, and the Inhumans are always fun when they show up.
The Inhumans are fun. I like them. A lot of people kind of talk smack about them. I enjoy the Inhumans. I like Black Bolt.
You know why? Because they have a rich. What's to like about them? They got a rich, unique history. What's not like to like about them is they've never been giving the proper. They've just never been given the proper thing. Like all of their best stuff doesn't take place in their own title. All their best stories take place in Fantastic Four.
True. Yeah,
and I think that's that's the kind of thing that hurts character history. Unlike someone like Black Panther debuted in Fantastic Four. Then he shows up, mixing up with the Avengers. And then he's in his own solo story. And it just, he propelled into what he needed to be. But some people don't leave the little pocket they were created for. They just end up being characters that we see popping up in little pocket stories.
I know, and the chance that, like a lot of people, unless you read comics, you may not know who the Inhumans are. And a lot of people's introduction to the Inhumans was the horrible TV show that we got. So I feel like they
And you know what's
a chance.
sad? All the episodes are named after first appearances of the characters.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because the Medusa episode, I liked it and I hated it because obviously her hair was cut off. But like episode 2, which the title of the episode is the title of the comic that introduced her, and it's escaping me now. But she fought like hell, and she jumped out of a window like on the third floor or some shit. And I was like, oh my God, Medusa's so cool. But the show never lived up to that moment. Like, I was just so mad at how this show fell so hard. Only in the last episode do you get to see everyone use their full abilities.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, there's your budget, everybody. We did it.
Yep.
But Lockjaw was my favorite thing in that terrible series.
Yeah. Yeah, Lockjaw was definitely a highlight. So, yeah.
Look, Comic Cap is agreeing. Great in the FF, lame in their own book. It's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not like this gorgeous Captain America I recently picked up.
Ooh, speaking of recent pickups, let me show you guys something I picked up. Hold on.
Hello, sorry.
We're almost back.
Did you guys do it all?
Hold on, let me show you guys my book I picked up since we're showing. Check this out, man. I always wanted that book, First Living Tribunal.
Isn't it a beautiful book?
It's
awesome.
so pretty, man. I love this cover. I always wanted that book. But anyways, back to Dazzler. J-Man's back.
So I don't know. I don't know. We lost power here for a second. That was messed up. All right, so we're back.
It's all good. We got an Ulta Beauty ad.
All right.
Get
So
all your makeup needs.
Gosh, which one is this? This
online.
We're on.
We're on 17. We are about halfway through issue 17.
All right. Okay.
And we're at the restaurant with Ken. And Warren has just bought the restaurant.
Here we go. What the heck? I don't know what the hell happened. That was messed up.
It's all good, man. We were just having a talk with the cat about.
Started grabbing the laptop as like a backup here.
It's all good. There we are. You're pretty close.
Okay, we're close. Yeah. Okay. So they did the restaurant. Yeah. So he bought the restaurant. She gets mad that he's there. She storms off. He goes off alone. Angel comes to visit her. Does a Superman and Lois.
Angel's Angel's been like in stalker mode this whole time, right? So he's swooping around outside, flying around, waiting on Ken to leave. He's watching the lobby and waiting. And as soon as Ken leaves from dropping Allison off, he swoops down onto her window and scoops her up and takes her off for a flight over like New York or the Bronx or somewhere.
Creeper that he is.
Yeah, I mean, just very aggressive. And she doesn't necessarily want to go on the flight, and she's a little bit scared, to be honest, at first.
Yeah, understandably. It's like, really, she didn't have to, he didn't have to do that. But they go to the Statue of Liberty. So they takes her on the big tour. Oh, look at you. And
they do have a moment. They do have a moment there where she falls for him.
All right. Yeah. So then they kiss. Oh my God. So what the heck? She's dating that other dude. Daz, what the heck's going on?
Yep. She got lost in the moment.
We just learn not to judge these comic book characters. All right. Their lives are far more spectacular than ours. Homegirl, not even 2 months ago, was in the middle of a black hole battling Terrax. All right. Let's give her a break that her love life is messy.
Definitely. She literally got swept off of her feet. I will give her I'll give her a pass on this one.
All right. So we're giving her a pass.
Here we are
back to this talk with the band here.
Yeah, they're actually on the set of a talk show, a late night talk show called the Frank Jolan Show. And then you got Human Torch pulls up, honks the horn, and wait, no, I forget what happens here. I don't know. Do one of you guys remember what happens right there?
Well, yeah. So he comes over. He's like, "Hey, come along." So Angel comes along, and now as they're driving,
Oh
they
yeah,
see
Angel's
Doc
still
Ock.
stalking her. That's what it is. He's like, he pulls up. He just happens to pull up when they walk
Right.
out, and he scoops her up, and then yeah, and that's when they run into Doc Ock. Okay, yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah, remember Doc Ock? Wasn't he supposed to be in the?
Yeah. They just happen to roll up. They hear all this, like they hear the ground shaking and all this noise, and they turn around and see the Doc Ock busting out the side. He's making his escape, like out of this prison transportation vehicle.
Yeah. Where's Spider-Man when you need him? So then he puts Dazzler off to the side here. He's like, I'm gonna go take care of business. She's like, well, whatever. And then they're having this fight, and then boom, Doc Ock tries to baseball bat him here with this thing.
Yeah, because Dazzler, she emphasizes that she does not want. She's still fighting being a hero.
Right.
She tells he's like, come on, let's go, let's fight. And she's like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. I'm a singer. I'm not using my powers for that. I'm not like you other mutants. And so he takes off, and no, right about then, Doc Ock, like he takes his concentration off of Doc Ock long enough to get attacked, and he swings on him and catches him, knocks him out, and Dazzler rushes to his aid, and then she gets the tentacles wrapped around her.
Yeah.
Well, that's when it gets real troublesome.
That's when it gets fun.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
Listen,
she's
I've been in those situations. It's not always fun.
keep away. Here comes Angel. I don't know if Angel could Angel beat Doc Ock. I'm not.
When I was rereading this, I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, I don't think that he could take him. What do you guys think?
He has a bit of strength, right? Does he have super? Angel doesn't have super strength, does he? Not really.
Not super strength, but he's a little stronger than most. But he also has hollow bones, so like that's not necessarily to his benefit, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the thing is, Doc Ock's one of those guys.
Doc Ock holds his own against Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's a beast.
Yeah, Spider-Man's got super muscle, super strength, super everything.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, if you can get around the arms, he's a one punch. You hit him in the face, he's done. But like, otherwise, it's like, how are you going to get in there, right? Like, you just can't get into him. So he gets knocked out here.
He just has flight, and he's super rich.
Right.
Listen, super rich works for a lot of heroes.
It does. Yeah.
It counts for a lot in this world.
Here comes that weird run. Skate away. Run away. She nails him here.
He thinks the Angel overshot his target when he jumped over the sign, so Doc Ock thinks he bested him, but actually Warren's on the other side of that sign waiting on him.
Right. Well, and when he becomes Archangel, then he's pretty powerful.
Yeah,
he's vicious. Yeah, he has like poison tipped shit that he's projectiles he shoots from his wings.
I loved Archangel. Archangel and Nightcrawler and Wolverine were the first three little PVC. Remember those little PVC characters? They're down there. When the first comic book shop I ever went to, the first things I bought at the comic shop that was not a comic, like was those little PVC. I got Nightcrawler, Archangel, and Wolverine. Awesome. And I never did get Cyclops. I always wanted him. I have Vision. Who else do I have? But I don't know if you remember those little they're just little PVC guys. They were really neat.
Yeah, they're cool.
Anyways, they're out of my reach. Otherwise, I'd show you. They're like down there. I'm too lazy to bend down. So he gets knocked here. This is great. He gets punched, and he gets dazzled and punched.
Yeah,
and it's
they retrieve him and take him back to the supervillain prison. So
supervillain prisons.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now, just to complete the full stalking experience, he reads her mail. So this is the completed.
Yeah,
this is the
letter.
Listen, if you're going to stalk,
Warren
go
is
for
a problematic man because this is one of many unflattering Warren stories.
He is plotting a way into her heart. He's going to do anything he can. So now he's injecting himself into her life and has found it as his personal mission to try to find out information about her mom to win her over, basically.
Right. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, because nothing says love me. I found your missing mother.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just checking my connection again. Okay, it's still good.
Trying to be the White Knight.
I hope I don't lose. If you see me doing this, I'm checking my internet connection. I don't know what the heck happened there.
The worst part's like if you're gone, we can't even go do anything.
I know you can't continue on.
No, we
It's
just
like-
start talking about random things. We're
And
dangerous.
then this bar here, I have this ad blocker bar that blocks all the side ads, and that
Yep.
doesn't go away either. So you're just like stuck with this bar.
Oh, I was talking around it last time.
Okay, it seems like
Oh, but we end the issue though with the Absorbing Man, who is
yes.
showing up. He's pulled up into town, and he is after Dazzler. Why? We have no idea. We're gonna find out the next issue.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. And my dreams were not my ticket out. It was my ticket out was internet or power or whatever. All
This
right.
is what I'm looking forward to. This-
Yeah.
I want to see her face Absorbing Man. This is going to be awesome.
Yes. That last issue was bullshit. This is the real comic right here.
Yeah, we're going to see some action in this issue, so stick
right.
around.
Let's go. All right, so we got the same. I think it's all the same people.
We're at Baxter's building at the
Yes.
start in this really funny, hilarious scene. You got the Thing jamming on a saxophone. You got Johnny back there on the guitar, and you got Dazzler skating around using her powers. Reed back there nerding it up.
Reading a book.
Pretty funny little
he's-
scene here.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, cut the shit. Dazzler, check out this awesome thing I made you. It's like it'll enhance your powers.
Yeah, she doesn't want it because it feeds into the superhero thing. She's like, I'm not trying to do that. I don't want these gadgets. I'm not trying to fight crime. And Reed's like, you keep having this stuff happen to you though, Allison. Maybe you should at least just hold on to it and just see if it might prove itself useful. So she finally reluctantly agrees to just take it, even though she doesn't necessarily want it.
Do you think it'll prove useful in this comic, or I
I
don't?
think they're setting us up for something.
Absolutely. Dude, comics had very simple formulas back then.
I know.
It's like
I like it.
Introduce MacGuffin, brush it off, let things happen. The MacGuffin. Bang.
Boom! I love it. I know. It's very comforting, though. It's comforting to read. Like we're reading these old Legion comics. It's very comforting. You're like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then you just it's so well until you get to I guess the ones where it's not going to be as fun. But
yeah, I was gonna say, did you get to the death of Feral Lad yet?
no, oh no, we passed Death Feral Lad. Yeah,
Right,
that was
and
awesome.
did you meet Karate Kid and Projecta and
Yeah,
Nemesis
Projecta,
Kid?
yeah.
And Face the Betrayal. Yeah, there's some good stuff. They never recover from the death of Feral Lad and the death of the first Invisible Kid.
Yeah, so I'm reading them. Whatever I'm on is where I'm at. I started reading from 197 and I got up to like 220, and then I decided to do the streams. And then my buddy's like, "Well, let's just go right to the beginning. Let's go right from number like 247 adventure." I was like, "Let's do it." So now we're catching up to where I was.
Yeah,
so we've done about 100 appearances.
Yeah. Oh, please. I was like, I can't wait for you to get to the hot stuff. Oof.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So yeah, Reed's like, yeah, take it. And, Sue's like, look, he means well. He's not saying go be a superhero, but just take it just in case. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, and then it kind of displays all the different encounters that Dazzler's ran into and why she would probably need this device.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm not really a superhero. Okay. Example A, B, C. Yeah. Here's so this is just the catch up. We can skip that. So here's all the stuff that she's done, right? She's sweating it out here. Okay, yeah, maybe I should keep that thing.
Yeah, so she does.
She does.
And then it cuts back to Angel, and he's showing up. He quickly changes out of the Angel outfit into regular civilian clothing, and he's showing up at her father and grandmother's doorstep.
Hello, you've won the Publishers Clearinghouse.
And then it cuts over to her father again in court.
Yeah, he's losing his mind.
Yeah, he's not able to do his job. He's not competent. So they're suggesting maybe cutting him loose, giving him a break for a little while.
Do you know? I can't keep track of who's where, when. Is this a shooter era?
Cliff, do you know?
Idea.
I believe it's the shooter era, so
it would be a
you know,
guess. I want to guess
not
yes.
the best time.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would just be a guess for me, but I want to say yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's Creel getting out, reading Rolling Stone.
Yep.
He gets out.
And he gets in. He walks into this crappy ass apartment building, and he gets to his room and sits down. And he explains that he's got a bunch of money, he's got all this gold, but he's really got to lay low, so he can't be staying in an expensive room. So he checks in and he grabs a hold of this bar, just kind of demonstrating what he's capable of, and turns himself into iron, busts through this wall.
Yes, that was he the every comic is someone's first comic, right?
You definitely get a last issue recap in Dazzler. Most issues have a short recap.
Nowadays they just put a little paragraph like in the inside cover or whatever they do.
Yeah, at the very beginning next to the writer art by and all that.
Yeah, it gives you an extra page of art, at least if per comic, right? So you don't have to explain yourself every time. So here's the backstory. I don't know where these issues. I don't know where this took place in.
Dude, this actually gets really awesome. When I reread this, I was like, "Holy shit, man! He's such an interesting character." This fills you in on where Creed has been this whole time. He got in this fight and he transformed himself into liquid, and in doing so, he lost himself. But he came to and he touched this island. Basically, he turned into a giant island himself, and where he laid dormant as an island for a while until this tribe came in and they settled on him as the island, and they started this big fire as they were settling, burned him, waking him up. And when he woke up, he became their god, and he was a god to them for a long time. He finally tired of all this and went back to civilian life again. But that's crazy, dude. Is that not a crazy little story?
Was this in a comic? Does anyone know? Was this like
This is all a recap of what happened to him while he off screen. This all happened. By the way, this is a Jim Shooter editorial book.
Nice.
I mean, he went from water to being a living island to being a god to just giving it up and being a human again.
Now he's after the Avengers.
Now he's after Dazzler, and we don't know why. We're still trying to figure out why he would want Dazzler.
Yeah, his ultimate target is the Avengers. He saw a picture of her hanging out with the Avengers, and I guess he's thinking she's an easy hostage.
I thought we got to that later. I do know he is ultimately after the Avengers. I thought he wanted her to get to them.
Yeah, I think we're sort of there. Like he says he wants the Avengers, but here's where he's saying I want Dazzler. So like, well, does he want Dazzler? Does he want the Avengers? And then I think you're supposed to, from this picture, interpret that, I guess he thinks that if I get her, I can get the others.
Yeah. He basically wants her as bait to get to the Avengers.
Right. Now they're in Yankee Stadium.
On a date with good old Ken again. He's
not into it. She's into it. Nerdy Ken. It's like, I don't like baseball. And then it's like, okay, she's like thinking back to the kiss.
Her moment with Warren now.
Yeah, she thinks about that one little moment that they had where she did enjoy it.
Remember she's thinking about the last issue. Remember that cover of that last issue? Here it is again.
Chris the Comic Vet says,
what does it say about me that I'm such a whore that I'll be like, Warren, why are you doing all this? Like, let's just make out and see where it goes.
There's a Hulk book. Okay, so that took place in Hulk. Okay. That looks really neat. I'm gonna say I own every Hulk comic from those. Marvel did a bunch of comics on CD, and they were officially released by Marvel as PDFs on a CD, and they had all the ads and everything, and it was officially released. And this is right before digital became a thing. So I actually have like Fantastic Four, Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, Spider-Man. Like I have these CDs, and you just copy them to your desktop, and it was all PDFs of all the comics. It was like I had like Spider-Man 1 to like 600 or something or whatever it was, and I have every Fantastic Four 1 to 500 or whatever it was at the time. It's crazy, and these things are so expensive on eBay now. But they released them officially. It's not pirated. It's like a PDF. It's so weird. Look them up on your just like comics on CD or something, and you'll see it's like they look like DVDs, and it's just a CD with all the issues.
Dude,
It's crazy.
I don't like digital media. I have a thing where I'm pretty much physical as much as possible. I have a dislike for digital media, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's no way for me to read Fantastic Four 1 to like 100.
No, I get it.
Like,
on things that I absolutely can't own physically, then I go to digital. But I try my best to get the physical. I'm just a physical person. I'm an in-hand person. I love owning albums. I've never bought a stream of an album before.
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever bought physical albums. I'm just old school.
I don't. Well, I mean, I've got 4,000 whatever Blu-rays. I've got probably like 200 or 300 CDs. I usually don't.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Yeah, I love physical.
I do too.
Owning it.
I'm not really. I'm not like for or against anything. I'm like, it doesn't matter. If I can get it.
I'm cool with digital. I just prefer the physical. I'm not saying I'm like against digital. I just prefer the physical personally. Yeah,
I mean, I would prefer it to if it's like a feasible thing. If not, then I'll just get digital. I'm not too nervous. No. Okay, so let's continue. So now he's following her to her concert.
We're back to this. Yeah, they're performing.
Oh my! Like what the heck? This is crazy.
And Creed, absorbing man's spine on the concert here, and she's using her powers. She decides to actually use this device that Reed gives her, just to play around with it at this concert, and it provides to be way too strong and kind of blows the crowd back. It blinds a lot of people. It freaks people out, but it's too much. It's too much for this crowd. Yeah.
So this thing, they did mention it earlier. I forgot to point it out. It's like, what did it say? It's like 500 police sirens or something weird. It was like something like. It was insane.
Yeah, it was.
He explained it.
Yeah, they do. You're right. They describe it the equivalent to something like that.
It was something crazy. It was like, this is the sound of 500, like police sirens into one or whatever. So it's like you can adjust it. And she didn't really want to practice. So Reed wanted to practice. He's like a guy. He's like, well, I gotta make sure you practice with this. I'm a big scientist guy.
Yeah.
She's like, I didn't no, I don't want to. And then she's like, oh, I need it. And she just kind of turned it on, and it was like full blast. So it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, like blew these people away. She tried to calm them down.
Doing the splits here. This is impossible.
She smooths things out good enough to do the second show. So the guy allows them to perform. But absorbing man touches the brick wall, and he busts through like the Kool-Aid Man or Blue Shield comes through Blue Shield style through the wall as a brick.
I came up with the Blue Shield. I came up with the first 2 issues of Blue Shield. My comic Blue Shield.
Dude, you definitely need to do that because I really like the Blue Shield. I've really taken a liking to him.
If there's time at the end, I'll tell you the premise very really quickly.
I like his power set. I think he's cool. He just needs an upgrade to the uniform.
Yep. So he smashes through the wall here. He's going to grab Allison. Now he saw this thing, and he's like, okay. So he makes like a necklace out of it, I guess, because he's going to he wears it. Oh, so he's like, show me how this thing works.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, put a tape recorder in.
She's playing around with him, basically. She's kind of explaining it, but as she's explaining it, she actually uses it on him. And he's the absorbing man, and you're gonna find out why in this issue. And this issue has me fascinated with absorbing man. I really want to read a lot more about him because, well, you'll see. It gets really cool.
Yes, she's like, oh, just press that button. Oh, turns it on, and then the sound is crazy. And then he grabs her, flips, gets her in the big chokehold, and then she just like nails him.
Yeah, as good as she possibly can, and thinks that she's taking him out. Like
her makeup went away.
Oh yeah, it did. What the hell? They blasted the makeup right off her face.
She burned right up with all that energy. Just
good eyes, man. I never noticed that before.
I didn't notice it till just now.
But she's thinking she took him out because she just blasted. She just unloaded, but he absorbed every bit of that blast, and now he's huge, and he is basically a living laser. But he's a big ass living laser.
Next is Black Bolt.
Yeah, next issue we get Black Bolt. We got Angel, more Angel next issue because he never goes away. We got Absorbing Man. We got Medusa. We got Lockjaw making
Yep.
cameo appearances.
So same team. Recap really quick just to see where we're at. Absorbing Man has absorbed like the entire damn thing and has become a super huge guy now.
Just a beast.
It's like,
Pure
what are we
light.
gonna do?
And he can fly now because he just takes off like a bolt of lightning, light, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just like a human light, whatever.
Yeah, just a ray, a light ray,
Friggin'
beam of
light ray. Yeah.
a laser.
So she's like, I gotta call the Avengers and warn them. And then here's Jarvis, who doesn't believe her.
Yeah, thinks that she's a kid making a prank call.
Because nobody's ever attacked the Avengers before.
And again, what does this do? It disappoints me in Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis, you know, buddy,
He
like,
shrugs
what are we
it off.
paying you for here? Like, I feel like you need to step up your game here. Like,
Now, just maybe we can give him a break and act like this happens 20 times a day at the Avengers Mansion and he's just fed up. You know,
that's what I think they're implying.
like you are Jarvis. You are the Masters of Evil almost killed you, but Cap's shield slapped him for a second. And he said, that man is an Avenger, unhand him. I mean, that's who you're supposed to be, Jarvis.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
come
she's
on,
like,
Jarvis.
damn, she can't get through to the Avengers.
Also, what is he wearing? He looks like the Penguin. I mean, I'm so mad at
That's what I was thinking too.
But
I'm mad at his look. I'm mad at his tone of voice. I'm mad at all of it.
She's trying to think of people to get her help though when he ignores her call. So she thinks of how close she is to the Baxter building. So she takes off towards the Fantastic Four headquarters.
Hey, FK, thanks for popping in, man.
The FF are wonderful, especially in this era of comics. They don't mess around. They are open with open arms. They're like, Peter, is everything okay? You know you're like family. Dazzler, we saw you 5 hours ago. Are you all right? Like, I love them.
Right.
Yeah, they're very
for
supportive of
sure.
her. Yeah.
And make sure that you check out Fantastic Fridays every Friday where we're covering all the Fantastic Four issues.
Here we are
Plug.
with Warren, where Warren has shown up at Allison's grandma's house to play detective and try to figure out some stuff about Allison's mother to earn his way into her heart.
Yo, but look at him like legit playing detective and then the sexy sprawl out afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so mad at him and turned on at the same time.
Playing with your emotions.
It really is. It really is. Like if I walked in on Matt Forge like that, like oof, oof.
He's like totally right.
He could press out all my defects.
There you go.
I wonder if this could be any more like backless. Like it's like, I gotta tell you, I love how my friends are messaging me, and then I message them back saying, "Obviously, you're not watching my live stream now because you're messaging me." So
Yeah.
it sounds like I need to drop some of these guys.
Those aren't
and
good
blocked,
friends.
and blocked, and blocked. No. Looks like Dakota
Yoko Ono.
She goes to the Baxter building and sneaks in, and what was going on here? I guess she was using different
her
sort of
light.
light patterns to try to figure out the entrance code.
Yeah, she had seen somebody else use their powers to manipulate their way into the Baxter building before, so she's trying to do the same thing. And really, this is a cool demonstration of Dazzler's powers that we've never seen before. She actually goes through the different spectrum and goes through these different like shades of color until she gets to the right thing that sets the alarm, or I don't know, it enables her right here. You can see it in that panel right there. But it's really cool. She demonstrates like a new power, and she earns her way into the building. And I thought that was pretty cool though.
That was cool. So yeah, she pops in here. And there's all these crazy, Kirby machine rooms and all this.
She specializes in breaking and entering, so add that to her resume.
Yeah. She presses some buttons. Here, I gotta contact somebody. Oh, look, it's Medusa and Black Bolt.
We got the Inhumans. So yeah, she contacts them. And they know who
Inhumans.
she is. They know who the fan FF have told them about Allison before, so they know all about her, and they know that she's an ally and a friend, so they are prepared to help her. And they explain that they're on the moon and everything. And she's like, "Well, how are you going to get here? It's going to take a while if you're on the moon." And boom, Lockjaw transports Black Bolt there like in seconds.
Yes, he's a good doggy. Thanks, Lockjaw. He pops away, and Black Bolt can't talk to her, so this is just kind of like, oh, I can't talk to you.
She doesn't know that though.
I can understand you. And then he flies her off. Okay, there, go fight that guy. It's like, good luck.
Yeah, go fight Big Glowing Man.
Go fight that guy over there. Hello, how's it going? The immortal Biggie Shack.
What's up, Biggie? We are in issue 18 of Dazzler. We're taking on, we got Black Bolt and Dazzler about to go face Absorbing Man, who is powered up from light off of Dazzler's power. So you're about to see a powered up Absorbing Man
versus Black Bolt.
Yep.
He's got the
and think about it, guys.
I got a t-shirt of everything. I got a t-shirt of I used to have a t-shirt. I had 364. I had like 365 t-shirts. I could wear one a day and not run out. Like I had every superhero symbol, like everything. I only wore t-shirts, or I only wore superhero stuff. I have nothing normal.
That's pretty much
even on my day job. I work in an office. I go in Fantastic Four shirt. Somebody at my office said, "What does the 4 stand for?" I'm like, I literally cannot speak to you anymore. I'm never helping you again. Go away from here. It's you don't know the Fantastic Four? I don't know Fantastic Four. It's like, really?
But dude, we got a
why
big
gotta be shaming the normies? What's wrong with
because I can't have it.
They can't be a part of our world.
They can't be.
They can't be a part of our world, but that doesn't mean I can never speak to you again. I mean, come on. I see. I'm the worst. I'm like, you don't know what this is? This is Captain America's shield. I was like, punching Nazis came directly from this guy before your granddaddy even punched a Nazi.
That's right.
That's how I tell people. You know, if I'm wearing a Fantastic Four shirt, I'll be like, this 4 stands for 4 family members. The Fantastic Four went into space, got radiated by cosmic rays, and superpowered to save your ass.
Yes. Yeah, just call for 4. Just call for 4. All right, so Black Bolt versus Absorbing Man. I mean, Black Bolt can really just beat anybody pretty much, right?
Dude, and if you think about it, man, Black Bolt and Dazzler, they could probably do some amazing stuff together.
I mean, they could destroy a planet. Like, I would think so.
He could destroy a planet alone, allegedly.
Yeah, so I mean, like, that's crazy. Anyway, so she might not be able to well, I guess we're gonna let's okay. So they have a pretty good little fight here.
Yeah, they're exchanging blows back and forth here.
And then is that blood? Did he get nailed there?
Black Bolt gets a good shot in on him.
Yeah. Here come the sirens. I ain't gonna miss. How does Creel talk? I ain't gonna miss, right? No. What? And then she comes in blasting. And the thing is, she's never seen Black Bolt, Medusa, and humans, none of these people. So she doesn't really actually know what he can do.
Yeah. She still doesn't know why he's silent this whole time. She can't figure out why he's not talking.
Cut away to this for a quick panel, but we get right back to it. He flies her away.
Warren, of course, he's going to swoop in and play White Knight and try to save the day. Or at least help out. And then you got Ken. I don't know what the hell he thinks he's going to do, but he's running up the street towards the action too.
He's trying. He's trying.
But Black Bolt, I think they're coming up with a little plan to take out the Absorbing Man.
Oh, I see what you did there, FK. Come on. He makes a little shield here for them. Hurry, he's here. It's like he's giving her the sign. Yeah, don't worry about it. I got this. It's like, oh, that's why you don't speak. You're not mute. That's right. Oh my God.
She's putting it all together.
Yep. He's coming in. Now this is a recap because she absorbed Claw. That seems like that's been so long ago at this point. We're all after tonight, we're halfway done the entire
Yeah, we'll be halfway through the run, or almost halfway through the run. It's 42 issues, I think, and we're gonna do Beauty and the Beast as well. So that's
We'll
4
do
more.
Beauty and the Beast.
So that'll be
Yeah.
46 total. So we're close to
Yeah.
halfway.
Close to halfway. That's crazy. That seems crazy. But yeah, so she absorbs this. So she absorbed Claw, and now Claw. So technically, Absorbing Man also absorbed some of Claw because he absorbed some of her thing.
Yeah. Because we haven't gotten Claw again since then. So and we get some
Dazzler's
really cool...
basically Jubilee post puberty.
Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. I don't know. They both have. I've seen Dazzler use her powers in ways that I've never seen Jubilee use hers, so they're different.
Well, Jubilee has definitely grown on me through this 97, through this newer season of the X-Men cartoon. I've liked her. I liked her episodes a lot more. I feel like she's doing more. So I was real when she was there. I was like, oh, you got rid of Dazzler for her. I was like, not happy.
I have to say, as far as using their powers, I've seen Dazzler use hers in a few more creative ways than I've seen Jubilee use hers. But I have seen some pretty impressive stuff. I've seen some Omega level stuff out of Jubilee as well, though.
Mm-hmm. But no, I think you're right. I think Dazzler's done it. Well, she's been around longer, and she's used them in a more unique way than Jubilee has.
True.
But she doesn't have a baby dragon or whatever.
You know, I hate to bring it up, but DJ, they don't talk about him, and they treat him like garbage. But depending on the music he plays, the music he hears, it's the type of power he gets.
What?
Give that boy an iPad, and he's ready to go.
Right. Okay. All right. So take care of business. Yes, she said my thing. I love it.
Really cool demonstration of powers here. I would love to own that, like some of those panels, original art for that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Really cool. I love that. Just a huge blast.
Huge blast.
I think comes was that Black Bolt and Dazzler combining their powers combo style?
Combo. It's like those video games where you can call in the other, the
or like
CPU.
in X-Men when like Gambit charges up Wolverine's claws or something like that. Get like one of the
I did think that was really cool, but then someone pointed out that wouldn't the charge keep going through and like sear his arms and all that? And I just thought, I was like, well, maybe he can just control it to a certain, I don't know. I don't really know Gambit's the way it works, but I thought that scene looked awesome. So
it looked awesome.
I can forgive a lot of things if it looks awesome.
And I always thought it was really cool when Colossus threw Wolverine. Like
they launch him. Yeah. All right. So they combine, they team up. Yeah, big smash. She's falling. Black Bolt can't get there in time, but Angel certainly can.
He sure can. Warren saves the day once again.
Allison.
And then him and Ken awkwardly meet up with Allison on the ground.
Have a little handshake here, friendly handshake.
She's like, I don't know how to deal with this. So she leaves those two guys and just walks over to Black Bolt.
Yeah, it's like,
Black Bolt, you tell me who I should be with. It's like, oh, I can't speak. Allison, you know that. Come on. Well, they have a little hug here. Lockjaw comes back. Poof. They poof away back to the moon.
Yep.
Then we go meantime,
back to psychotic dad.
Yep.
And then, there's a stinger coming up. There's going to be a little stinger here.
And then there's Vanessa again. It cuts back to Vanessa, this other singer that's hired. Right? Is that who that is?
Yes.
This is Vanessa. This was Vanessa who we met. Okay. She was a singer of that band that Beefer was a part of as well. So she's taking lessons from this lady, Barbara London. And Barbara London looks awfully familiar. Yep. And she goes investigate. She pulls a Warren Worthington and goes to read goes into other people's houses and whatever. She goes snooping around and she sees this secret room, and we have to figure out what the secret room is, but we are going to cover that tonight. So you guys are in luck. You don't have to wait. What is in the secret room? I don't know. I always like to discover.
Yeah, dude. Okay. Out of all the covers tonight, this is probably my favorite cover, but this is probably my least favorite issue. Out of the four tonight.
Right.
It is a very pro Dazzler cover.
Yeah, like it looks awesome. Like this is, and they use this for the the Masterworks Volume 2 or whatever. They used this cover for Masterworks.
It's a beautiful cover.
It's
And then we open with an awesome.
Yeah, what a great
opening
splash
page.
page to open with.
Yeah,
She's
absolutely
pissed.
beautiful. The colors. He is pissed. She's gonna make somebody
Listen,
pay.
There's never been. I was gonna say we've never had a Marvel comic that isn't awesome when it starts with one of the women saying, "You will pay."
Yeah,
You'll
it's about to
pay.
get really good.
So Jim Shooter, editor in chief. There you go. Boom.
Computer.
All right. So here's sort of the childhood recap.
Yeah, it's like a nightmare, reenacting like a nightmare. I think.
It is. Yeah. It was done so well too because the backgrounds are all funky. It's all got
Yeah,
like,
it was. It's trippy. It's trippy.
it's like, what's going on? And then so that's him now. We don't really know exactly what happened. He kind of got all. He's just all mental now. Like he's just all like lost his mind. So they're sad. So Angel's trying to find her to tell her that her dad needs her. That's kind of what this is. Issues. This comic it's like there's always like one issue where it's like okay, it's like heavy story, and then you get two where there's like this is where most of the action happens, and then there's an issue now where it's just like again more story.
Yeah, we're back more story now.
Because they're all soap operas. They're
They're
all
all soap operas. Yeah.
Yeah, and this one's just the soap opera
soapy.
part.
This one's super soapy.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I won't talk X-Men all the time, but it's sort of relevant. This X-Men series so far has been the cartoon has been very good at balancing all of the because there is a lot of soap opera stuff in X-Men, but there's also a lot of action.
Yeah.
In this cartoon, and Cliff, I was literally thinking about you. I was like, finally, I have some examples. This cartoon is what I want. Have some like that one, even that video game one.
Brilliant.
She's in the video game world. That was a lot of fun, fighting and cute. It was fun. Mojo's crazy. Then they went to the story of Storm and Forge. That was very well done.
Straight up gave us una novela con las estrellas de Storm y Forge.
Right.
Y una calentura con eso dos. And like that was
okay.
It was crazy.
Right, but the first half was all fighting. That's what I'm saying. I need there to be action where I'm excited, and then you have character moments.
You must have been. I know you were thrilled with the last issue of Action.
I love the last episode of latest episode. That was awesome.
I still haven't gotten over it.
Oh, it was great. Well, I don't.
Today, I watched it today, and
I've rewatched it too.
And I was in Tony's. Tommy versus Tony's. I was in his chat, and I wrote exactly to everyone how I feel every time I watch it, and I start crying the minute Madeline realizes that Cable is her son. And from that moment, I keep crying all the way through. And I don't know if it's because I'm old, I'm experienced, I'm over half my life age. I don't know what the magic is, but I can feel all those feelings when I watch that damn episode. Being a mother and losing your child, not to death, but to the unknown, and realizing that your kid is now in front of you, powerful. Rogue realizing that I can make a huge difference in the world if I take this leadership role, but it's not enough because it's not as powerful as the connection I have to Gambit. And then he dies and she doesn't even get to tell him. Or how powerful it is when Magneto says, we have a promise to keep, and you do this, you do that. And
that was awesome.
Save
that was children, awesome.
Right?
That was cool.
And then when everything is once again in jeopardy because they are doing everything they can, Magneto flashes back to the Holocaust and cannot take that he's witnessing another genocide and summons as much of his might as powerful to start smacking that train around on that freaking Tri-Sentinel.
Yeah, that was badass.
Of these things are beautiful and powerful and have me emotionally ripped every time I have watched that episode. And I can't help but wonder if it's just because we have lived in a generation that has lost so much, if I'm one of those people who's been a part of what we lost, but all of it hits me like a ton of bricks. And I'm sorry that I went on this X-Men.
No, that's okay.
No,
That's
man.
okay. It was very
good,
like,
good.
yeah, this is like,
Well
I mean,
said.
this is clearly the best Disney product that like, because I mean, everything.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like this,
Absolutely.
Disney needs to get on their hands and knees to be like, yo, Bo DeMeo, I don't care if you did OnlyFans. We don't care if you're naked.
Why did they drop that guy? This is
parted ways. They
sure they dropped him.
That's
Well, we could talk privately.
Real cool. I bet you he's gonna do the James Gunn. Play real cool, real quiet.
Right.
And listen, if they don't snatch him up, Warner Brothers better snatch him up and put him to work.
This guy's clearly an he understands the way X-Men needs to function to entertain, but also to get people invested in the story. So I don't know.
What he wrote about his inspiration for this episode, as his life as a queer Black man, as his life as someone who lived through 9/11, as his life as someone who lived through the Pulse Massacre, all of these things, how it added up, it was just incredible. And that he executed it in such a way that was everything that you need in an entertainment product. It was entertainment, but it moved the hell out of us. 80% of the nation watched that damn episode. It was like, oh my God.
Well, I know this is a little bit weird. I know, but we just talked about that with the Angel thing too. I know it is what it is. We could discuss. I don't want to turn this into an X-Men thing, but like I know we can. I was thinking about doing it. I might do a stream when the whole series is done, and then we can discuss it then.
Yeah, because Bo DeMeo said episode 5 is the warm up. Episodes 8, 9, and 10 are the magnum opus. He said that today.
Oh damn! Wow.
I'm a bit nervous now because they parted ways. Because I don't know. I don't read about creators. I don't know anything about this person at all. Zero. I only evaluate the product. I buy this comic and then I review this comic. I don't care who wrote it. I don't care what their views are on anything. I don't look them up on Twitter just because there's no point to it. I'm not their friends. I'm not this guy's friend. I'm evaluating his product. His product has been fantastic. Yeah. And I mean, a lot of X-Men groups, I've not really seen any negative comments about any of these things. And look, and I thought it was going to be trash because look, everything's trash from Disney. But this won me over. I see that this person cares about X-Men. I'm like, they understand X-Men. They care about X-Men. Now they're gone. So now I'm like, is Disney effing this up yet again? They can't seem to figure it out with themselves. I don't know.
He was executive producer for seasons 1 and 2. He wrote some of season 3 before they parted ways.
Okay. So we have at least 2 possible
2 seasons that are just straight up from his mind. And one of the writers who's still on board talks about how much he loved working with him. And you know where there's that scene where there's the 2 guys who hold each other when the Tri-Sentinel blast comes at the top of the building, right? The one guy is Bo DeMeo and the other dude is his writer buddy.
I see.
Wow. But,
no, you're so silly.
Really cool. That's a cool little
have you watched it, FK? I don't think you've watched it. It's pretty damn good. I've got my buddy convinced.
I got to know my personal feelings for a moment. Please do not confuse anything X-Men with Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner is a trans terrorist, and that is where we need to keep her.
Okay,
right?
So we're not going to get into that. Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, again, where we're at as far as like with Allison Blair.
Yeah, let's get
to Dazzler. She's walking through this park here, and she gets attacked once again from behind. And this dude explains to her that he wants that brooch. Yeah, he's not interested in hurting her. He wants the brooch. She blasts on him. She gets away. In the process, finding out that this brooch actually opens and it contains pictures on the inside.
Okay. Okay. FK, yeah, we got you, dude. We're all good. We're all good. You didn't mean it in a mean way. I know you didn't. All right. I didn't want to turn it into an X-Men thing, but I love X-Men, and it's been so garbage for me. And finally, I have something that's actually good, so that's why I'm a bit more excited about it. Okay, anyway,
I know we just got way off. We got
way off. Sorry, that
I was
happened.
trying to get us back to Dazzler.
Let's get us back.
We're here with Vanessa, the other singer, and she stumbled in the singing coach's room.
I thought this was your room. I thought this was your room. I was like, hey, they got Scott's room in the comic.
Absolutely. Yeah,
it's all Dazzler.
Got the wall right here. May as well be. But anyway, she stumbles in this room and all these pictures all over the wall of Dazzler everywhere.
Yeah. So she's got a lot of Dazzler stuff. I've got I've got my big flag. I know you got the poster of this. I saw you share the poster.
I framed the first appearance, the X-Men poster. I got a really, really nice frame. I'm so glad I got a nice frame for it. It looks good.
Well, if you want to send me, and see if I can get you a shirt or something, because I got my connection. So let me see what I can see what I can do.
I'll get I was planning on getting some for sure one day. I'll get around to it soon.
All right, so we got here. So Dazzler's here. Oh, so we got this is like the big extended family. They're filming this kid. It's so silly. Hey Dazzler,
it's really not silly if you think about it.
I guess so. They're filming the kid. Okay, boom. This thing crashed open. Here come these two goofs. I had a poll and I wanted to list sort of the characters. I didn't even bother listing these guys.
Yeah, they're like E-list. They're not even D-list villains. They're like E-list villains.
If James Gunn had done a Dazzler TV series, these guys would be in it for sure, because he loves picking up these like weird characters and throwing them in.
Man. Dude, no, because you know what? He'll be like, "Oh, let's use Matter Eater Lad." Yo, these guys are beneath Matter Eater Lad.
Right? I like Matter Eater Lad. Yeah, he's powerful.
Yeah, he would take them out.
Yeah, you have all the issues with it. Nobody likes the Kardashians, so that's we're all. Well, I don't know. I don't, but we're all with you on all that. But all right,
they're explaining the backstory on these guys. These guys that just burst in with the saxophone and the guitar, these two crazy gentlemen. They're explaining the backstory, and it all took place with Beefer, and they used to be a part of the band that they played in, and all this shit went down. I can't remember exactly what went down, but these two gentlemen ended up getting themselves in some trouble, and the gist of it's they're back now, and they're pissed that they got in some trouble. I can't remember the details. It's been a little while since I read this.
I mean, it's not. It's like it's just generic villain thing. Like, they got beat up, they're pissed, and you know.
Yeah, they got locked up. Now they're back, and they want vengeance. And the Tech Master, who we actually met issues back, who was a villain who met his demise. He actually upgraded these two guys, so they are upgraded with the Tech Master technology. So one guy has the guitar, who it's capable of taking. It would turn a human being into jello, he says. And the other guy has a saxophone, and basically, if he busts out into like some Bill Clinton shit, it'll turn you into jello or it'll fry you or something. But their instruments will mess you up. They're Tech Master upgrades.
Yeah, they shoot stuff. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they shoot bolts and all kinds of cool stuff.
And then this guy's trying to make this goofy guy's trying to make out with this woman, and then got the clothesline here. Boom, punch. He's got the what is this? He's got the Scott Summers visor here.
Yeah.
So he's blind. So they're showing the way it's not Daredevil exactly, but it's kind of like he can.
Yeah, he was like fully blind, but Tech Master gave him this upgrade to where he is able to see like outlines of people now.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like my old TV. My first TV. It's Geordie LaForge. Yeah, he's got except Geordie's visor's more advanced. This guy's got the
oh, I'm sorry, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, this guy's got the IBM compatible, the first and whatever.
But yeah, dude, Tech Master was like a D-list. If Tech Master was a D-list villain, they're using his tech. Like he upgraded them, so they're at least E-list.
Yeah, they're brutal. So now so we cut back away from there to talk to Barbara London, and she's saying that this room belongs to my daughter, who's a big fan of Dazzler. I'm going to spoil it for you. It's not. It's her room. I'll spoil that for you. So that I mean, was there anyone who didn't know that? Like, if you're reading this, you're like, "She's your mom. Stop it!" Like, yeah. I don't know. Like, everybody on the planet was like, "Yeah, that's just the mom." Like, just come out and say it.
And then boom, Warren the Stalker swoops in. He's showing up at more places that Allison would be again. This time he shows up at her manager's place of business, I think.
Yeah. Well, this time I'm more on his side because Allison is unaware that her father is going through all this mental stress and he's losing himself. So Warren's trying to find her. So he's going to where he thinks she might be. So it is for a good purpose this time and not just to serve himself. Like
But it's like he's inserting himself into her life wherever possible.
Yeah.
And in the worst possible way.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, Kenya, thanks, whatever. Got the address. Yep, let's go. And there's that little baby. Come here, little squirt. So now I like every time he plays this music, it's just like, like they can't take it.
Okay, yeah. I didn't explain that. Okay, the guitar sends the blast.
Right.
The saxophone sends people in a state of madness. It can put you in a state of madness if he wants it to. So he's driving these people crazy when he plays it.
So she comes in to rescue the kid, pops right in, pops right. She's got her. She popped up her roller skates in heels. Whoa, how you like that?
She could use her powers and end it all right then and there, but she promised herself that she wouldn't. She's holding back.
Yeah, our channel member, what's going on, man? Thank you so much. If Black Bolt yells at Dazzler, she should be able to burn a hole through the plane. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Last issue with Black Bolt. Like, if they combined, I mean, that would just be insane.
Devastating. That's what they had to do to take out Absorbing Man, basically.
Pretty much. All right, so he's trying to he's able to direct the musical blast towards her skates to trip her up. So she falls on her butt here.
Catches the baby.
Yeah, so now there's sound though, so she can convert that. Boom, gets nailed here with your purple dots. And then that irritating noise, as General Zod would say, that not this irritating noise from Superman 2. So then she's like, I wonder what the baby's going through. But anyway, she's like, I've got to use my powers. I've got to, they're going to see now that I'm a mutant. So it is what it is. I'm going to use my powers. F it. I got to do it. She blasts the saxophone.
Boom.
She's like, presses the thing for noise. So here again, like, this is for noise. She doesn't need music. I think people associate music, but it's any noise. It's sound waves, right? So
That's so great.
Makes gets the angry face, puts the baby down. This guy's like, all right, are you sure about this? It's like, grabs her arm, grabs a pot of coffee, just throws the pot of coffee on him. Why not? That works.
McDonald's lawsuit.
I don't really drink coffee per se, but I've never had McDonald's coffee. If I do, I probably sugars and 3 creams or something.
I love coffee.
Do you guys have Tim Hortons? We usually drink Tim Hortons around here. I don't know if you guys
yeah, you do. I was like, us Americanos over here.
I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
Tim Hortons?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Tim Hortons is the only baked goods, Dunkin' Donuts, coffee place. Like, maybe you might see something that isn't Tim Hortons. No one will be there except maybe another American. Tim Hortons has crushed Dunkin' Donuts, crushed Krispy Kreme, crushed Starbucks. The Canadians are so loyal to their Canadian shit. They put us to shame. Okay, that man was a hockey player turned donut maker, coffee maker, and the legacy lives on forever.
It is forever. There's multiple Tim Hortons in the same mall. Like, I have a mall that's here. It's like one of the bigger malls. There's one per level. Like, it's like
you know how here you could go to an intersection and there's 4 Starbucks at an intersection. In Canada, you can go to an intersection, sneeze, look up, and realize that you've crashed into 2 Twin Hortons.
Yeah, like, yeah, Tim Hortons. Yeah, that's a big one. But We do have Starbucks though. There's a few around, and there's like Second
Right,
Cup.
but no
and
one's
other-
there, just Americans and foreigners. There's no
Yeah.
Canadians there.
No. And then they start giving out hockey cards at Tim Hortons. You're like, well, that's it for that. You can get a pack of hockey cards. You're like, forget it. We're never going anywhere else. Something. What did they say? Hold on. Back in the Dazzler where she fights and almost beats Wolverine.
That's a good issue. We'll be
I
covering
like
that.
her as an
We'll be
X-Men.
covering
Very
that.
underrated. Yep. We'll get to that one.
Get to those. Yeah, so we got a lot of good stuff to come.
Okay, so yeah, Starbucks. We have Starbucks. I hate it. I hate Starbucks. I don't like the coffee.
I don't
I'm
get
not a big
Starbucks.
coffee drinker, but I don't like Starbucks. My
It's
wife likes
overrated,
Second
man.
Cup.
I don't like all the frou-frou coffees, dude. All I need is a little sugar, maybe a little creamer or something like that. But all I really need is sugar.
Right.
Do you know what I like? And if they do it wrong, I'm an animal. I like the blonde roast. It's great if the
It is
people
good.
running
It's
it
good.
know exactly what they're doing. You'll have a lovely cup of coffee.
It's
You
At
know,
good.
Starbucks?
I've bought that
Starbucks.
before.
But like the fact that I gotta roll the dice on
Right.
on getting it right is annoying. But I have one Starbucks here that I like. Also, I love their white hot chocolate. I happen to like it. But Tim Hortons, oh my god, that Timbit stuffed inside
Oh.
the other donut. Oh,
I even just like the plain, what they call like plain Timbit, like the plain one. Yeah, I even like the plain one is good. They're all good. I can eat all of
they're
them.
all good. And then they stepped it up. Last time I was there, they had like a strawberry tart donut. It
Oh
was
shit,
crazy.
that was good too.
Oh my god, with strawberries jammed into it.
I love strawberries. Yeah.
This
that's all good.
episode of J-Man Presents Dazzler is brought to you by Tim Hortons.
Oh please God, I will sell out. Let me sell out to you.
You're
I
in
was-
the right country.
I will sell out immediately. They'll be like, have you sold out? I'm like, of course I've sold out.
Yo, start wearing the Tim Hortons shirts every episode.
I know. No, I gotta help out Eddie, man. He's a superhero. He's
No,
a
he's
superhero.
amazing. I love him.
So, but yeah, okay. So, yeah, all right. So there you go. Took care of those losers. Warren shows up, takes Dazzler back. Your dad needs you. And then the confession. Dun dun dun. Barbara, what? Who? What? I'm her mother. Okay. It's like,
I'm her sister. I'm her mother and her sister.
sir, I'm everything. And then it's like, I'm every woman. No. And then it's like, but who's this man? Oh my God. And then does she have a sister now? Like, what's going on? You're gonna have to find out
Yep.
next month because we're done for the
On the next amazing episode of the Essential Dazzler.
And it's a double issue. Starting off the next 4 issues that we do, we're starting off with a double issue, and it's the only cover in the whole series that they chose to do a cosplay cover on.
Yes. And I don't think I've seen. I don't think I had seen. I don't think I had seen that too many times.
Back then,
Yeah.
there's like
Well,
Dazzlers, there's
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Mans, and
Spider-Woman did it on the original
Spider-Woman
run.
did it. There's very few of them though.
Captain America had a cosplay cover. Spider-Man had a really weird cosplay cover.
Yeah, but I like that one. And they like grab some dude off the bracket, not
Yeah.
the street, but like they grab some dude to do it. I love that one.
Yeah, no, I like it too. It turned out pretty good. It could have been really bad. It was good.
Okay, I'll tell you my shield thing real quick and then we'll wrap it up. So here's what I came up with. I was walking with my wife and I came up with this idea. So the first issue starts out with Blue Shield putting on his uniform, and there's like news reports of saying was it Berrigan? I can't remember. I think Berrigan was the crime family. I think it was something like that. So it's like news reports are coming in saying, the Berrigan crime family's been, there's new evidence has come to light. They're going, there's a trial. It's like the district attorney is thanking, Joe Cartelli, who's going to be an informant. We've got all this evidence. The Blue Shield has provided all this evidence to take the family down, blah, blah, blah. So Blue Shield, and then they're saying that they can't find Berrigan because he's at a safe house or he flew in the coop. They can't find him, but Blue Shield knows where he is. So he goes to the safe house, breaks through the wall, beats everybody up, getting shot. He's getting shot at.
Got to break through the wall. That's a good detail.
Got to break through the wall. Then so it's just so that the first part will be the story, just explaining how they got information on him and whatever. While Blue Shield is getting ready to go, and then he finds the place. He breaks in, fights a bunch of guys, gets to like kind of like a not a maybe a panic room ish kind of a thing, but he breaks through that because he could just break through anything. And then Berrigan is sitting at the desk, and he's got this big, huge guy, and he's like, "Oh, Shield, Blue Shield. Oh, I know about you and everything." It's like, "Yeah, Joe, I know it's you." And then he's like, and you think that that belt, because it's supposed to be. I was reading about it. It was like his belt makes the shield, makes the force field. But later in the comics, he was able to do it himself. So he's got the belt. And Berrigan grabs the thing. He's like, "I know all about your belt, and I know it's from unknown origins, but I am the one who made the belt." And it's like, okay. And he presses this button and the belt goes and falls off. It just comes off. And he's like, what the heck? And then this big guy comes in and knocks him down. And then he's like, he goes, so your time is done. But then Blue Shield gets back up and he's glowing, right? And he's like, yeah, well, used to give me the powers, but it doesn't anymore. I've now got them on my own. Then he beats up the big guy. Then Berrigan's head comes off. And in his head, there's a pyramid, a blue pyramid that's floating in his head, like where his head was. And it's like, he's like, well, he's like, we can't allow you to live any longer. And there's just a massive explosion. So that's the end of issue 1. Issue 2 starts with everything destroyed. And Shield is there investigating. Oh, RR, dude, thank you so much for the super chat. Man, I really appreciate it. We need Galactic coming out, baby.
Hi.
Show each week, visit new planet, learn to respect and appreciate its culture. Yeah, that worst travel show ever. Oh, thanks so much for the super chat. Let me give you. I'll give you a Superman here. I'll give you the Christopher Reeve. Thank you. All right, I appreciate that.
The people of this world met with me graciously. They have an amazing ecosystem that they use to sustain themselves. It has been a pleasure to get to know them. Their music has been added to our data archives, and the planet was delicious. Surfer has evacuated a substantial amount of the populace to somewhere else. I'm not concerned. Join me next week as we go to the Stavros galaxy, where we meet a little tiny planet called the Starglow.
Yeah, it's just like he just goes on to another thing. Thank you, Immortal. I appreciate that. Okay, so issue 2, really quick. So issue 2, Shield is investigating the destroyed place, and it's not just destroyed.
Wait, it's proposing Blue Shield as a Marvel comic?
Yeah, this is what. Yeah, because so I said to Scott, I said I'm going to make a Blue Shield comic just because like Scott liked Blue Shield, so I was like, I'm going to make a Blue Shield comic.
Yeah,
and he's like, go ahead and make one.
It happen. It's going to be awesome.
You got to pitch this so hard.
Yeah, so I came up with it. I'm very good on ideas. I come up with. I've written a few books, right? All that. So my wife and I are going for a walk. She's like, you seem a bit like you're not into the walk. I'm like, I just came up with a really cool idea. So then everything's blown up, but it's not just exploded. It's like been like evaporated. Like there's like nothing left. So Shield is like, what's going on? They're like, so one Shield agent's like, all right, call in the nerd. Then this nerdy guy comes in, and they're like, oh, we there's some. I don't have all the words yet, but we have these weird readings. He's like, yes, these are something particles, whatever particles. And it's like, yes, they're strange. He's like, oh, this is your field, right? He's like, yes, that's what I'm in. I'm studying these particles. They're popping up in different places around the world in key locations, and nobody knows what kind of particles they are, blah, 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 blah. Of course, Blue Shield survived, right? And then that Shield agent looks up and his eyes are glowing yellow. So he's like a weird Shield agent. So what it is that there's this race, and they're all pyramids. So he's also a pyramid guy. So there are these pyramid head guys, and there's blue ones. There's different colored ones depending on what section you're in. So like the blue ones are the science aliens, right? The red ones would be like combat. So the yellow ones would
stand in the mythos. You're doing like a Lantern Corps.
I'm doing a whole, yeah. And there'll be, yes, exactly. And then so the yellow one is like sort of he's like sort of a science medical guy, but he's gone against his own kind because they're evil. And he's trying to stop them from taking over Earth. And he's been tracking Blue Shield because he knows that the belt was the technology of those guys. So he's trying to track him down to see if he could team up with them and take these guys down. So that was kind of my just broad idea, because I thought, do you really want to have him fight the mob all the time? Like, I mean, we've seen this before, right?
Yeah,
like
because we've seen that all through the series. But also you could work in there like a small Dazzler cameo, because he's always showing up in her stuff.
For sure.
So, like, you could have her show up as like a guest appearance in one of his series or something.
for sure. I don't know. Obviously this is not happening. I just randomly came up, but now I thought this is a cool idea. I'm going to make my own superhero and use this idea anyways.
You should. I'm like sitting here like, why are you wasting this on Marvel who won't appreciate you?
I know. It'd be cool.
But yeah, no, I am pretty good on ideas and stuff. I can come up with like, I've got so many as a kid. I used to just go through when I wrote my new stories, I would just go through my old drawings as a kid and be like, oh yeah, with this character, I'm going to retool this character. So.
But dude, we got the next 4 issues that we're coming up on. We got some good issues coming up, man. We got Rogue and we got Iron Fist and Luke Cage coming up in the
dude,
next 4.
It's so messy.
Awesome.
So messy with Rogue showing up. I love it.
Dude, yeah, her and Rogue, their rivalry is crazy. So it's about to get good.
It's insane. Rogue is a completely different person when she's going after Dazzler.
It's about to get good.
Yeah, that's gonna be badass. Yeah. Oh man, I had Rogue's first appearance and I had sold it like 20 years ago or something. I bought it for like $3 or whatever. And I thought, I don't know if that's good. I actually really like Rogue a lot. And then I just thought, is anyone going to care about Rogue? Same thing. I did this with Harley Quinn. I did this with who else? There's a few. I had Harley Quinn's first comic book appearance. I thought, she's never going to go anywhere, is she? So I sold it for like $30 at the time. I thought, wow, that's a steal. That sucks. I know, it definitely does suck.
By the way, you know, I'll save the story for another time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You go ahead. You could. We got. Go ahead.
All right. So when that 1 year where I owned a comic shop and I sold 2 CGC books that were near and dear to me because I needed to pay the bills.
Yep. I've done it. I've been there.
I may have the opportunity to get one of the 2 back into my life.
Get it.
Not the 9.9 that, you know, but the 9.8, I might be able to get it back into my life.
Nice. Hell
get it back. It's worth it.
And I'll be like, and then if I do get that book, that's my second appearance on Only Slabs, I'm gonna open with that book and that story. I'll be like, look at this.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys are like hardcore. I told you I have 3 slabs. That's it.
I don't have many. I have like 10. I maybe have 10.
You know what's funny is like
3.
I have 12.
Most of these things, with few exceptions, I have my reader copy. You know,
yes.
And some of them, I'm like, oh, it's a really good deal, and it makes a really beautiful slab. So yes, why not? So there's that. That's my zone. That's my zone for the wall. Either was very intentional, it was a good deal. Usually have a reader copy, like my John Kent stuff. I have reader copies. You know.
Yeah. I'm just like, it's mostly just the cost. I'm not, because I will get a reader copy if I need to. It's just like sometimes, like, the only reason the slab is what you're saying. The only reason I have the 3 slab is that the deal was good at the time, and to get a raw copy would cost the same anyways. So I may as well just have a guarantee, because like Chris would always say, if you have a graded one, it's a guaranteed, like, you know, whatever it is, if it's a 9 or whatever, you know, the pages are intact, like everything's there. Like, you buy some other one, you open up at home, and you're like, oh, this is torn up and the guy didn't tell me, or whatever, you know, a page missing, something like that. So like I've got Captain America 100, first Deadpool, and Stiltman, the first Stiltman. So Daredevil 5 or
my darling, you had me at Captain America 100.
Yeah, that one I've got. I love that's kind of, you know, it's
yeah, dude. Like, we have all the resources to hunt down cheap slabs. So, like, you know, they make a great collectible in their own right, and that's why I love them. Like, look, I got Monica's first appearance in an 8.5 for $33 shipped. That was amazing.
That's awesome.
Man, that's a good deal. Yeah,
that was Captain Marvel to me. I actually liked Ms. Marvel comics. Like, I read Ms. Marvel Carol, but then when I was reading, you remember the Marvel role-playing game by TSR? The I don't know if you got. So that Monica was Captain Marvel in that. So unfortunately, I didn't really know Marvel. Like, I didn't really read Captain Marvel or whatever. I know Monica as Captain Marvel. So I've got the Namor big premiere issue. I love that one. I mean, I've got the first Kitty, the first Emma, I got the first Dazzler, I got the first Phoenix, the first Dark Phoenix.
Do you got the original Namor #1? Because mine is the Marvel reprint thing.
No, mine's the original one.
Yeah,
I
so
couldn't- I
this
couldn't-
cover is the mirror of his first issue.
Oh, you're right. It is
Yeah.
the mirror. It is the
And
mirror.
I didn't realize that, but Comic Cap was at the show with me. Is like, well, I own both. And I'm like, oh.
Awesome.
I think it was Comic Cap. I hope I'm not remembering this wrong.
All right, Scotty, what's going on your channel?
This Monday, Comic Book Addicts. Every Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Comic Book Addicts. I do different interviews. This Monday, we'll have this real young dude. He just started doing comic book interviews. I wanted to help him build up his channel. And plus, I really feel like it's important to have young people as readers, as in the shops picking up stuff. And I don't know, man. I wanted to encourage this dude with his channel. So I'm going to have him on to talk to him about what he's reading and what he's into and what got him into comic books. It's going to be fun. So if you guys aren't doing anything Monday, come hang out. Come hang out with me. And if you don't feel like hanging out with me, I'm sure Cliff and the Council of Comics, they're doing their thing on Mondays as well. And so
We're there.
check out either one of us, either or both. We got both of us.
Well, listen, now I'm like writing up a whole thing to be like, and before we leave, make sure you check out. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, man, we got some really good stuff. We got some big announcements coming up. So stay tuned.
And we have a huge giveaway this month, and this is only
my
some
gosh.
of it.
Wow. So yeah,
Yeah, I just let Ed my giveaways for me. I just let the bearded shirts guys do it.
dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, check out Council of Comics. They're doing some killer giveaways. It looks like.
No, this has gotten out of control. This one, when I last did the numbers, the whole thing between this package, what Bizzle has, and what Sam has, comes up to $320.
Whoa.
So we had discussed for a different time doing a runner-up thing, right? And Sam accidentally slipped and mentioned it Monday. I said, no runner-up. No, not this month. This month has everything. There's no room for anything else.
Stop it. So what else is going on, Cliff, on your channel?
So I'm doing this. I don't even know what you want to call it. It's my version of speculation,
Okay.
right? And I don't even want to call it let's call it my version of speculation. But really, and I call it Cliff curating comics or something like that. But it's really about looking at stuff, why it's there as spec, and what I think about it, right? Like I see Shalabal and Earth X, and I'm like, this just looks like it's going to go back to the dollar bin, right?
Yeah, I have that from when it came out. Like it was
Right.
nothing.
But then I'll see something like Sinister's first appearance, Mr. Sinister's first appearance, and I'm like, this will always be a good key. This is, so like,
Yeah, I like that.
like that's how I give my opinion. I'm like, this is always going to be solid, and you can always get solid picks like this. And then
That'll
I'm
be
like,
cool.
and then I'm like, and this doesn't really do it for me. And then I'm like, oh, this cover is really beautiful, but cover picks don't last. So if you want to buy it and flip it, that's up to you. So it's like my take on it, and because I feel like there's a lot of people who might be in my category where we've collected for a long time, but we don't see the broad picture all the time. So I could like add my 2 cents on that. I feel like I could be that middle guy where like, oh, I kind of get why this is popular.
The way that you are with your knowledge, you would do a really good show like that, Cliff. That would be awesome.
Hey,
I hope I maintain.
No, that is, I mean, like, man, I've been with this since the beginning of time. Back in the you read comics, you're an idiot. Back to where you get made fun of for reading comics. I've never hidden anything. I'm like completely tatted up with like superheroes. It's like I've never hidden it. And so but I've always been in it for the comics. I'm not loyal to anything. I'm not loyal to Marvel. I'm not a Marvel zombie. I'm not loyal to DC. I don't care about spec books. If I want to read it, I'm going to read it because I want to read it. That's it. So I like this idea of like going back, like, yeah, what is actually an important comic because, the character or whatever meant something or did something, not just like, oh, this has this thing in it, so we have to now all rush and buy it. It's like,
right,
oh,
and that's
okay.
why I used Shalabal as an example, right?
That's a perfect. I bought that comic when it came out. Who cared? I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a girl surfer. This is bullshit. Who cares? Then
Yeah,
it's
I mean, look, I was gonna say it's a wonderful opportunity to sell it for if you want to sell it. But outside of that, you know, I have every belief that it's just going to end up back in the dollar bin.
yeah, it probably will.
It very well could.
But yeah, no, that's actually very useful. You got all this. What did you say? You got all those. Deadpool. Nice. Yeah. I like Rob Liefeld. Everyone can forgive me on that one. So I always get made fun of by everybody for that, for Rob Liefeld.
I like Liefeld. I like a lot of Liefeld stuff.
And Jamin, good. You can rewatch my episode of Only Slabs if you want to hear my story about 25 of these books behind me.
I was on that one. I actually popped in on that one. And I popped in and I popped in just when you guys hadn't even started yet. I watched it. I was watching. I was like, when are they going to start this thing? Because I was so he does it on Saturdays, and my wife and I usually go for walks at that time or watch a movie or something. But I saw you pop on. I was like, well, let me see what Cliff's got. So I watched for a bit. My Cliff's not showing anything. And then I was saying, it looked like you got robbed because your entire background was blank. I'm like, what happened? I was like, Cliff got. I was like, somebody. And then I thought, he didn't really get robbed. These are the ones he's going to show, right? Yes. But it was just so funny because I've never seen it fully blank wall. I'm like, what the hell? This looks weird. I was like, oh, he's going to show all of these. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, so I did stay on for a bit.
I appreciate it because I wanted to make a clean slate so that people wouldn't start trying to think about what I already had up there.
Right.
And of course, I had stuff that has not been on the wall before, and then I added 2 rows to the wall since and filled the whole thing up.
How many do you need for only? How many do you need for only slabs?
I believe Rob has said 20 to 24.
Okay.
I think I had 25 that day because I really went gangbusters, and I didn't realize that we were going to have so many people donating, which was wonderful.
Is this for C3?
For C3, yeah, because everything on Rob's channel, all monetization, everything goes to Comics Curing Cancer. So I was really honored that we raised over $100 American that afternoon.
Nice, wow!
Because people just wanted to get crazy with me being there, so I feel very, very special about that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I started with you guys. Yeah, I kind of started with you guys late into I missed the first. This will be the third one now, correct? Third year? Because I missed the first 2 years.
Right. Because the first year was someone who was doing it because, he wants to support the American Cancer Society because of his sister. And the first year went well, just with one dude going all weekend. And then the following year, that gentleman whose name has escaped me, his wife was pregnant. He passed the baton to Rob. He's like, Rob, I can't do it this year. I've got a lot going on. Rob's like, sure. And then year 2, Rob tapped the community for a little bit of help, and that went really well. And I think that was like $20,000 they raised, right? Yeah. Or 20 or 25, right? So last year being year 3, we now had the full strength of Rob and DJ Lynx and Legion of Comics all going in hard, and we got up to over $50,000.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
super
Absolutely.
incredible the work, and just any of you who are out there doing it for anything, just stay doing it because you do not know if you stop, if anyone at all ever picks up the baton. You like to think that that's the case, and then time and time again, you may see that it's not. I've been doing my community toy drive since 2009. So we're going on the 15th year, right? And on 2 different occasions, I had the volunteers from Toys for Tots tell me, you can't stop doing this, and just the laundry list of why we can't stop. So anyhow, that's my little piece. I know I talk a lot. So
that's okay.
There you go, Biggie.
Juno.
He said something in the comments about the girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did. I was able to, even though this is American and not Canadian, but I still bought a few things from the auctions, and I actually got a Supergirl #1 signed by Peter David. Nice. I love that Supergirl series. Actually, I thought it was really good. I also really like Peter David a lot too. So
he's awesome.
and I started the Supergirl series on the 3rd printing of issue 1. So I had the whole series except for the first printing of issue 1. Then I got the first printing of issue 1 signed, and it went to the American Cancer Society. And then I got a couple of other things, whatever. And then Rob, so I was able to, it was like a win-win-win. Like, I mean, like, it was awesome. So yeah, that was really crazily good organized. So I was trying to share out. I kind of got in late on it, but I mean, 50,000 is incredible. That's bloody incredible. Like, oh, I got the special comic. I can't remember what it was called now. Darn, I forgot the name of the comic. That I think DJ did a special. Was it DJ that did a special? Somebody did like a.
Is it the 3 shadowy figures?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay, that is
I forgot the name too. I'm garbage on that.
I'm so sorry. I do have the salve. I have the Austin LeMay one that's signed by Austin, and I won that at Christmas, which was awesome because I had missed a few opportunities to get it during C3,
right.
Even though it was available at other times, and I was like, oh. I did get a beautiful original piece of Teen Titans New 52 artwork during C3.
Yeah, so there's like crazy stuff. So that'll be coming up. Was it October? No, when was
October?
That?
Yes,
it was October. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, okay. So that's
because cancer awareness is October here.
Okay. Yeah, for us here, I mean, my wife and I we did the sponsoring a child. I don't know if you guys, World Vision. I don't know if that was that.
We have different sponsor a child things here.
Yeah. So it's one of these.
And we both have Make-A-Wish, Canada and the United States.
Okay, yes. I do Christopher Reeve Foundation because it's Christopher Reeve.
You guys have the Canadian Cancer Society. We have the American Cancer Society.
I figure you help. I lost 2 in a row. My entire family was 6 people, and we all lived together in a 3-bedroom apartment. Getting personal, but I lost 2 of them back to back with cancer, and then I lost another one. So now it's just me, my mom, and my cousin. That is my entire family. We have some people in Croatia, and we all we lived together, grew up. No, the only male figure I had was my grandfather. The rest was all my aunt, my mom, my grandmother, and my cousin. And so yeah, it was tough to go one after. Like, that's why I literally nothing affects me anymore. People can make fun of me. It doesn't, like, when you're watching someone actually pass away and actually watch them pass away, and then you just go through one after another, and it's like everyone you've cared about. It's just like, you I'm not insulted. I don't care if someone, like, it's like, you're an idiot. Oh, okay. Like, it's like, I don't care. You can see, and I've watched every horror movie you've ever imagined, and nothing is going to make it better. Like, you're not desensitized by any violence you watch in movies or any of that stuff. So
no, but you may cry very hard when you watch episode 5 of X-Men 97.
I did not cry at all. I didn't cry at all. I just thought it was a good episode.
And you know what's so funny is, like, because of all my losses is part of why I cry when I watch that freaking show.
Mm-hmm. It was a very well done show. I think it's awesome. It was brilliantly done. So yeah, I usually, I actually mostly get choked up on happy things, not sad things. It's reverse. Like, sad things don't affect me as much as I'll get excited about. Oh, Scott had to go. That's okay. Scott usually has to take off by 9, so that's totally cool. We'll end off in a minute too. I usually get emotional at happier things versus sadder things, which is a bit weird. But I don't know. Like, if something sad happens, I'm like, oh, that was sad. But if something happy,
it's all of them. If it's like really happy and I'm invested in the characters, I'm like, it's so beautiful that they got to have this, right? And then like, it's really sad. It's like, I know how painful this could be. Like, I'm a mess. If I'm invested in the characters, I'm done. Happy, sad, I'm done.
Like, I mean, when he says to your left in Endgame,
yes,
that I was like, that got me a little bit. I was like, oh man, that's so cool. Because then it's like, he's just there by himself. It's like, okay, I don't care. I'm not going down. Like, I'll fight this on my own. You know what I mean? Like, Cap's like, okay, F it. I'll just go on my own and beat this thing. And then it's like, to your left, it's like, whoosh, and then all the guys comes like, yeah, like, that got me, a little bit, emotional that way. I love it. Both those movies have a great effect on me. Yeah, those were all good. Private. Was that Scott? He had to go. Yeah, he's got to go. Yeah, no worries, Scott. I know he had to go. Okay, well, I guess that was pretty good. We'll be back in about a month. We'll figure out a date. It might not be exactly a month, because I've yeah, I don't know.
There's always more Dazzler.
There's always more Dazzler, and then when Dazzler's done, we can, if you enjoy doing these, we can figure something else out that we like. Because like Sean, I already forced Sean to read too many things, and Clobberin time he does a stream every day. He does a stream every day and sometimes two. I don't know how he's able to even. He'll do my stream for 2.5 hours, then he goes and does his stream. I don't know how these guys are doing all these streams. Like, I'm like done. Like, I'm sweating.
Sometimes I don't even know how I do it. I just
just get through it.
Well, some of it is just get through it. Some of it I really enjoy what's going on. I just enjoy the quality time with the community members.
Yeah.
All right, maybe that makes me sound sappy, but it's true.
No, I do like I do like doing the, and I'm going to change my background because Dazzler talks done. I'll put the fortress, but I will say we could talk X-Men for okay. This has clearly been the best, and I count Star Wars in this category too. This has been the best Disney produced, and I actually kind of liked WandaVision. I know some people didn't like it that much. I watched it twice. I kind of liked it. But this has just been so amazing to see the X-Men come back, because I was so scared. My buddy wouldn't watch it. He didn't watch it. 5 episodes. He's like, I'm not watching it. I said, okay. I said, watch episode 5. I said, I'll put the J-Man guarantee on it. I said, just watch 5. So he watched 5 just on its own. He didn't watch the others. He just watched 5 on his own. And then on its own. And then he messaged me. He's like, oh shit, man. Yeah. I was like, okay, now go back. And because he'll trust me if I say, look, I'm putting the guarantee on episode 5. Just watch episode 5.
You sent him in raw to episode 5. You're a dangerous and daring man.
You got to get, because I know how these guys are. The thing is, and I'm like that too. Well, I'm not like that. I will give things a chance. I actually want everything to be good. Here's the secret. I want to love everything. I want superheroes to be pumped up. I want everything to be awesome. I want to buy all of it. I buy all of it anyways. Even the things I don't like, I go in wanting it to be good. So when I'm disappointed, it's terrible, but I'm still fair. I've always been fair to all these comic book movies, even the ones that I thought were awful. I've never, I don't just say, oh, it's 0. And you've seen me review I do my system. Like, I'm as fair as I can be, because I want to look for the good parts. Like, if there's even a couple scenes where guys are fighting and it looks cool and you get pumped up and like, that was cool, I'm just looking for some of that and a little bit of heart. That's it. I'm not looking to change the world. Like, to me, Spider-Man 2, that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2, like Aunt May's speech, that chokes me up big time. Just him with Doc Ock, and it's like trying to get through to him and stuff. That's all really good. I actually like the stuff with Mary Jane. I liked all the stuff with them.
I saw this. So watching Spider-Man 2 in IMAX was one of my very first IMAX experiences.
That was awesome.
Kirsten Dunst's skin is so fucking magnificent in that movie.
Great.
And you could see everything. You could see the melanoma on Aunt May's hand. You could see that one scar Tobey Maguire has on his face. But this girl's face is beautiful. I left that theater, and the guy who owned the comic book store I attended to back during those years, he's just like, oh, they could have found someone better for Mary Jane. And I said, you are going to walk home. You are going to walk home. I was like, you could take 3 days to walk home. I was like, you just sat there on the 75-foot screen that we both watched. That girl looked immaculate.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Tell me we could do better. I'm like, get out.
No, and you know what? Oh man, I gotta tell you another big secret. I'm not a big Mary Jane fan in the comics. Couldn't get into her. She's okay. Like she's actually much better. I like her in this Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know if you're reading that.
Of course, have you not heard me rant and rave how much I love Ultimate
Okay,
Spider-Man?
so that's a very good comic, and it breaks my rules, and it pisses me off that it breaks my rules, and I still like it. It broke my rule of
but we need that. We need that's the shakeup we need. I don't want twists and turns served to me on a plate of mediocrity. I want someone who straight up goes, I'm giving you something fresh and new, baby. Here it is.
That's true. I agree. Yeah, no, that's a very good. That's probably the best Marvel comic that they have right now. That's a good comic. But yeah, no, I liked Kirsten Dunst in, and you know what was funny too, because I was actually on her, what was it? I guess it was part 3, where where Bryce Dallas Howard played. That was weird that they have they kind of messed up that was a bit messed up. But anyways, I'm okay. I'm still okay with Spider-Man 3, but then he kissed her and she was upset. And I thought, you know what, I'm with you on this one, because what the shit, that was your thing. And it was so funny because I was like, yeah, I'm with you. And normally, like, you know, like, I don't know, I like Kristen Dunst. She's okay. But I did like her a lot in the Spider-Mans. I thought she was good. Who's the next? Oh yeah, it's the fake Mary Jane. Now I don't like this fake Mary Jane. In these Tobey Maguire, it's like, oh, I'm not the real Mary Jane. I'm like, why am I watching this then? Like, why are you here? Like, just be MJ.
I like that she's a version of MJ.
I guess just call her the real MJ then. Like, I don't understand why.
The thing is, we get a really good taste of that in the third movie, because Norman's like, and who are you? And she's like, I'm MJ. And he's like, Mary Jane. And she's like, no. And that's kind of okay. I'm all right with it. Listen, Andrew Garfield advocated for bisexual Spider-Man and for Michael B. Jordan to play MJ, right? And no one wants to remember him saying that.
Oh, dear God. No,
you know, but
that's terrible.
He did really say that in an interview. But of course, now he's the internet's new boyfriend ever since the third Spider-Man movie. So anything he says now is golden.
I can say, that would have been a bad idea, or that was a bad idea. But I can tell you something that is slightly controversial. Andrew Garfield, his physique performance in the Amazing Spider-Man Part 2 costume, like just the visual representation and a little bit of his attitude and mannerisms, I thought that was the best live action. Again,
I gotta tell you,
because I'm gonna get in trouble. The visual.
I want you to know, the only thing I hate about Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the villains.
I agree with you. They're absolutely terrible.
Everything else is on point. I hate the villains. Amazing Spider-Man 1 is pretty darn close to what I would like, but Peter felt off.
He was terrible in that. And then he was so good in Part 2. I don't know, maybe they just needed one movie to get him.
No, I don't think it's his fault. I genuinely in my heart believe it was the director. Right?
Yeah, it has to be because
there's straight up things happening in Part 1 that clearly director for Part 2 was like, no, we won't be doing that.
We're not doing that. Yeah.
So I definitely think it's because both of them, him and Emma, are amazing actors.
I like that both of them.
Yes. In other things prior to that movie where I love them. So I was like, all right, I'm chalking this one up to the director. Same thing with episode 1 and 2 and 3. Like, I never blamed Natalie Portman. I was always like, I guess this is what they want from you, because this is not your typical performance. I'm like, this is not the girl who did Garden State. Like that was my
why is she so terrible? You know, we know why. George Lucas is a very visual storyteller. He is not an actor's director, and right. I think it's you got to remember too, those movies. These are not the first movies ever, but I'm saying like a lot of it's not there. It's actually tough. Like, just think if nothing's here and you're just like talking to like, you know, like here's Jar Jar. It's like a guy with like a stupid thing on his head. You're like,
yeah,
it's tough. I gotta tell you, this is so crazy. I've seen Phantom Menace probably 100 times. So I don't know why I like Phantom Menace. I saw it in the theater. I hated it. I was like, this is the worst movie ever. And then I watched it. I've seen it. I've probably seen it like literally 100 times. I don't know why I've watched it so much. My friends think I'm insane. I like baby Anakin. I don't know. I thought the kid was cute. And I thought he tried his best, and my wife really likes him. And he's like, you know, he tried his best. He's like, I'm Anakin and I'm a person. And I'm like, yeah, I like Anakin. He's cute. And then I couldn't stand Hayden Christensen, though. That was my problem. He was just so bad. And him and Natalie Portman were so wooden. And like, these are not bad actors.
It's not their fault. And if you've seen him.
I've seen lots of.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you've seen his current versions of Anakin, right?
I don't know what's like an Ahsoka.
Like Ahsoka, yes.
I watched the first like 6 episodes. It was
All
just so
right, do
boring.
yourself a favor. Just skip to the part where the episode is about him. All right,
Okay.
that one you'll enjoy, and the episode where they flash back to him of Obi-Wan
Okay.
is also very good because
yes, I've seen all of Obi-Wan. I didn't like
both
that
of
either.
those 2 instances, regardless of how you feel about the rest of it, but those 2 instances redeem him
So he's better in those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't hate him, and I don't hate the prequels.
I know, but it was like,
it was
but
just,
the thing is, but you hated the performance, didn't you?
It's not.
Okay, you disliked the performance.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
These 2 performances, I assure you, way better.
Right. Yeah, I like Natalie Portman, and then why is she so trash in those movies? I'm like, but I don't hate her. I actually don't hate. I just feel like it feels like there's just like, oh, you could have like,
yeah, exactly.
It's almost there.
You could have. Yeah,
like
you
yeah. I don't. I'm not a prequel hater. It's just like I mean, I've seen them a bunch of times as well. Like I can't pretend. I've watched them a bunch of times. So critically, I can say, well, yeah, the performances weren't that good. Personal level, I've watched them a bunch of times. I've got Anakin like right here, like the little boy Anakin. I've got Qui-Gon. I guess Qui-Gon's gonna be my favorite Jedi now because he's the only character that has been ruined in my eyes. But anyway, so Qui-Gon
at the end of Obi-Wan.
I know. Well, he didn't do anything stupid at the end of Obi-Wan, so I'll just
appears. He just appears.
Yeah, he didn't do anything stupid. So yeah, Star Wars is a whole nother thing for me. It's like, but I'm gonna go see what else did I guess is that all any other comic book? I guess that's all the comic book things for now.
And I only say that because I do have to run and get something to eat.
Yeah, so we're gonna end it off. All right, Cliff. Well, thanks so much for coming on, and it was great having you guys on and chatting some Dazzler. So that's it, everybody. We'll see you on Friday for Fantastic Four. Adios.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.